I was delivering a sofa when the world ended. Seems fitting, right? I spent my whole life moving other people's stuff, their furniture, their boxes, their shit they didn't need but couldn't throw away. Never thought I would end up moving bodies. My name is Nolan Hayes. I am 31 years old, and before everything went to hell, I was nobody. I operated a forklift at a warehouse in Portland, Oregon, 8 years. Same job, same routine, same paycheck that barely covered rent. On weekends, I picked up delivery jobs for extra cash. That is what I was doing on the 15th of October 2024, at 2:47 p.m. when the world stopped making sense. The sofa was a sectional, one of those massive L-shaped things rich people buy, and then decide they hate 6 months later. I had picked it up from a house in West Lynn, loaded it solo because the homeowner didn't want to help, and was driving it to some address in Beaverton. Classic Tuesday afternoon. Radio playing the Foo Fighters. Sunday out. Traffic light. Thinking about whether I could afford to buy my niece Lily a birthday present. She was turning 6 next week. I was comfortable being nobody. Comfortable with routine. Comfortable with invisible. Then nobody became everyone. The first sign was traffic. Interstate 5 just stopped. Not construction stop. Not accident stop. Full gridlock stop. Cars everywhere. People standing outside their vehicles looking at their phones. I was on 205, trying to cut over to 26, when I saw it. A woman stumbling in the road. At first, I thought drunk. Maybe drugs. Portland had its share of both. But something about the way she moved jerky wrong. Like her body was fighting. Her brain made me slow down. She turned toward my truck. Her eyes were clouded. Not blind clouded. Something else. Milky white film covering normal brown eyes. Like cataracts but wrong. And her face, Jesus. Her face twisted in this expression that wasn't pain. Wasn't fear. Just hunger. I rolled down my window. Mistake number 1, madam. You okay? She lunged at the truck. I mean lunged. Hands on the door. Fingernails scraping metal. Mouth opening impossibly wide. I saw her teeth, normal teeth. Not fangs or anything, but the way she bared them. The sound coming from her throat. I gunned it. She held on for maybe 3 seconds before falling off, tumbling onto the pavement. I watched in my mirror as she got up immediately. No pain response, and started chasing another car. My radio crackled. Reports of violence downtown Portland. Avoid Pioneer Square area authorities. Responding, I switched channels. Every station had the same panic. CDC advises staying indoors. Infection spreading rapidly. Avoid contact with anyone displaying symptoms. Aggression. Clouded eyes. Erratic behavior. Infection. The word hit me like cold water. I had seen pandemic movies, read about Ebola, Colorado vid, all that stuff. But this wasn't slow. This was fast. This was happening now. My phone buzzed. Text from Claire, my sister. Nolan, something's wrong. School lockdown. Came to get Lily, but they will not let anyone leave. Are you seeing this? People are acting crazy. My hands tightened on the wheel. Claire, 27, elementary school teacher, single mom to Lily, the only family I talked to. Our dad left when I was 12. Mom died 6 years ago. Claire and Lily were it. I typed back one-handed. Stay there. I am coming. Don't leave the school. Her response was instant. They are attacking people, Nolan. Please hurry. I threw the phone on the passenger seat and floored it. The sectional sofa bounced in the truck bed. I didn't care. Someone's furniture didn't matter anymore. I took side streets, alley shortcuts, routes I had memorized from 8 years of deliveries. Avoided main roads where traffic was stopped, cars abandoned, people running. I saw more of them. Infected. Had to be dozens stumbling through intersections, chasing anyone who moved. I saw one tackle a jogger, saw the jogger scream, thrash, then go still. 30 seconds later, the jogger stood up, clouded eyes, jerking movements. 30 seconds. Jesus Christ, 30 seconds. I made it to Lily's school, bridal mile, elementary, familiar, tan building, playground out front, the playground where I had pushed Lily on swings last month, where she had begged me to watch her cross the monkey bars. The parking lot was chaos, parents screaming, trying to get inside. The front doors were locked, windows covered from inside, and the infected were there. Maybe 20 of them, drawn by the noise. They were attacking anyone in the parking lot. I didn't think, I just drove straight through them. Metal crunched. Bodies hit my bumper. I felt the impact, heard the screaming, my screaming, theirs, everyone's. And I didn't stop until I reached the front entrance. I jumped out, ran to the doors. Locked. Claire. I pounded on the glass. Claire. It is Nolan. A face appeared in the window. Not Claire. A teacher I didn't recognize. She shook her head, mouthed, "No one in. My sister's in there, Claire Hayes, please." Behind me, infected were getting up. The ones I would hit, they weren't dead. They were getting up. I pounded harder. Opened the goddamn door. Another face, Claire. She saw me. Her face crumpled with relief, and she started yelling at someone inside. The lock clicked. The door opened 6 inches. "Nolan, get in." Now I squeezed through. She slammed it behind me through the deadbolt. We collapsed against each other. She was crying. I was shaking. "Where is Lily?" I asked. "Supply closet with the other kids." We locked them in when it started. When what started? I don't know. An hour ago, parent came to pick up his kid, tried to attack a teacher. We locked down, called police. They never came. Then more parents showed up, but they were wrong. Like him. "Nolan, what the fuck is happening?" I looked around. The school lobby. Normally bright, welcoming, covered in kids' artwork and bulletin boards about kindness. Now it was dark, barricaded. 30 terrified adults huddled against walls, and outside, faces pressed against windows, infected, testing the glass with their hands, moaning this low, awful sound that wasn't quite human. "I don't know," I said, "but we need to get out of here." A man approached us, big guy, construction worker build, maybe mid-40s. He had that alpha male energy, loud voice, commanding presence. "You the delivery driver?" he asked, looking at my truck outside. "Yeah, Nolan Hayes, Brennan Wolf. I was here picking up my daughter when this shit started." He gestured to the windows. "Those things are everywhere. We are trapped. Do we have weapons? Fire extinguishers? Baseball bats from the gym? That is it, phones? No service. Internet's down. Whatever this is, it is widespread." I looked at the infected outside. They weren't coordinated. They didn't work together. They just wandered, grabbed whatever moved. "We wait," I said. "They will leave eventually. Animals get bored. These things, they are animals now." Brennan laughed harsh. "Animals, those were people an hour ago. My daughter's teacher is out there trying to eat us. That is not boredom, that is hunger. Then we wait until they starve. And if they don't, I didn't have an answer." Claire grabbed my arm. "I need to get Lily." "Where?" "Supply closet, down the hall. She is with 5 other kids and Mrs. Patterson." "I will come with you." Brennan stepped forward. "I will lead. I have got a bat." We moved through the hallway, me, Claire, Brennan, and 2 other parents. The school was dark, only emergency lighting. Our footsteps echoed. We reached the supply closet. Claire knocked softly. "Mrs. Patterson." "It is Claire, open up." The door cracked open. An older woman, Mrs. Patterson, must have been 60, gray hair, kind face peered out. "Thank God. Is it safe for now? We need to move the kids to the lobby." "More people?" safer. The kids filed out. Lily was third. 5 years old, blonde hair and pigtails, wearing a purple jacket I had bought her for Christmas. When she saw me, she ran. Uncle Nolan, I caught her, lifted her up. She wrapped her arms around my neck and didn't let go. "Hey kiddo, you okay?" She nodded against my shoulder but didn't speak. We moved back to the lobby. 30 adults, 6 kids, trapped in an elementary school while the infected gathered outside. I was a forklift driver. I moved boxes for a living. I had no training for this, no skills, no plan, but I looked at Lily's face, buried against my neck. And I knew one thing for certain. I wasn't leaving without her. Whatever it took, whatever I had to become, I was nobody. But nobody was all we had left. The supply closet smelled like crayons and fear. We had moved the kids their safest spot in the building. No windows, solid door, and the adults were taking turns guarding the lobby. My shift started at midnight, the 15th of October bleeding into the 16th of October, and the world outside was screaming. I sat with my back against the front doors, holding a fire extinguisher like a weapon, listening to the infected moan and scratch at the glass. Behind me, Claire was in the closet with Lily and the other kids, trying to keep them calm. I could hear her reading a picture book, voice steady, despite everything. The hungry caterpillar ate through one apple beside me. Brennan Wolfe paced. He had been pacing for hours. "We need to move," he said for the 10th time. "We move, we die," I said for the 10th time. "We stay, we die slower. Slower's better than faster." He stopped pacing, glared at me. "You got a better plan, forklift guy?" I did, actually, but it required Brennan shutting up and listening, which seemed unlikely. "Yeah, we wait until dawn. Light makes them easier to see. Then we move as a group to my truck, your truck. That piece of shit's still running, and I drive us to the warehouse district. Industrial area, fewer people, which means fewer infected. Buildings are concrete, defensible. We barricade, raid nearby supplies, and wait for rescue. Rescue from who? The government's gone. You hear that last radio broadcast I had before all signals cut out around 10 p.m. We would caught fragments, military deployed, CDC overwhelmed, FEMA camps overrun. Then nothing. Just static. "Someone's still out there," I said, not believing it. "No one's coming." Brennan sat down, finally scrubbing his face with his hands. "This is it. We are on our own." Vanessa Torres appeared from the hallway, 26. Barista at the coffee shop I hit every morning. 8 months pregnant and somehow still moving. She lowered herself carefully next to me. "The kids are asleep," she said. "Claire's staying with them. You should sleep too," I said. "Cannot. Baby's kicking. Probably stressed." She rubbed her belly. "Not ideal timing for bringing a life into the world, huh? Could be worse. How?" I thought about it. Could be 9 months pregnant. She laughed short, exhausted. Gallows humor. Nice. We sat in silence. Outside, the infected had thinned out. Maybe 20 visible now instead of 50. Brennan was right about one thing: they were people. I recognized faces. The parent who had attacked the teacher Dale something. Contractor used to coach Little League. Mrs. Martinez from the office, the crossing guard whose name I never learned. All of them gone now. Replaced by things that looked like them but weren't. "You think there is a cure?" Vanessa asked. "I think if there was, we would know. Maybe it just takes time. Scientists working on it right now, maybe. But I didn't believe it. I had seen how fast infection spread, 30 seconds from bite to turn. Whatever this was, it wasn't natural. It was fast, aggressive, perfect. Like it was designed at 4 a.m., we heard breaking glass. Back entrance. Something had smashed through a window. Brennan grabbed his bat. I grabbed my extinguisher. We moved toward the sound. The hallway was dark. Emergency lights cast red shadows. We heard shuffling, that wet moaning sound. An infected turned the corner. Woman, maybe 40, wearing scrubs, nurse, probably. Her clouded eyes locked onto us. She charged. Brennan swung, caught her in the shoulder. She didn't flinch, just kept coming. I sprayed the fire extinguisher, white foam everywhere. She stumbled, blinded, clawing at her face. "Hit her!" I yelled. Brennan swung again. This time he aimed for the head. The bat connected with a wet crunch. She dropped. We stood there, breathing hard, looking at the body. "Is she?" Brennan started. "Dead. Yeah. I mean dead, dead. Not infected dead. Actually dead. Does it matter?" He stared at the body. "I killed someone. You killed an infected. That is not someone anymore. That is what I am telling myself." He wiped his bat on his jeans, hands shaking. "You ever kill anyone before? Number me neither. Thought I would feel more, feel different. But I just feel tired. We should block the window." We spent the next hour barricading the broken window with desks and filing cabinets. By the time we finished, dawn was breaking. Golden light through the windows. The infected in the parking lot were clearer now. I counted 17 visible. I went to the supply closet, knocked softly. "Claire, it is me." She opened the door. Lily was asleep in her lap, still wearing her purple jacket. "We are moving soon," I whispered. "Get her ready." "Where are we going?" "Warehouse District. I know the area. We will be safer there." "Nolan, is this real?" "Are we really?" "Yeah. This is real, and we are getting out." I helped her wake Lily gently. The other kids stirred, 5 of them, ages 4 to 7. Mrs. Patterson stood, joints cracking. "What is the plan?" she asked. "My truck's outside. It is a cargo truck, big enough for everyone. We move fast. Stay together. Don't stop for anything." Infected seem slower in daylight. Less aggressive. We use that. Brennan appeared behind me. "I will lead. Clear the path." "No," I said. "You bring up the rear. Protect the kids from behind. I will lead. It is my truck. I know where we are going." "Since when are you in charge?" "Since you asked for a plan and I gave you one. You want to lead. Give me a better idea." He didn't have one. We gathered everyone. 32 adults. 6 kids. Brennan found keys to a school van in the office backup transportation. I had led in the truck. He had followed in the van. I looked at the group: teachers, parents, a pregnant barista, a construction worker, a forklift driver. Nobody trained for this. Nobody ready. "Stay close," I said. "Stay quiet. If someone gets grabbed, keep moving. We cannot stop." "That is cold," someone said. "That is survival. Anyone who doesn't like it can stay here." No one stayed. At 6:30 a.m., we opened the front doors. The infected noticed immediately. Heads turned. That awful moaning started. 17 of them began moving toward us. "Now!" I yelled. We ran. I had Lily on my back, her arms around my neck, legs around my waist. Claire ran beside me. Vanessa moved slower, pregnant. Exhausted, but 2 women helped support her. The infected closed in from both sides. 10 feet, 5 feet. My truck was 30 yards away. Might as well have been 30 miles. An infected lunged at Claire. She dodged, barely. Another grabbed Mrs. Patterson's arm. She screamed. Brennan was there, bat to the skull. The infected dropped. Mrs. Patterson kept running. We reached the truck. I threw open the back cargo door. Everyone in now. They piled in. Kids first, then adults. The cargo bed wasn't meant for passengers. No seats, just metal floor, but it held. An infected reached the truck, grabbed the door. I kicked its face. It fell back. I slammed the door shut, locked it. Brennan. Van, he was 30 feet away, surrounded by 6 infected. He swung his bat wildly, hitting 2, but the others closed in. One bit his arm. He screamed, crushed its skull, but the damage was done. Blood running down his forearm. Teeth marks. He looked at me, pure terror in his eyes. "Nolan, get to the van," I said. "You have got 30 seconds. I am bitten, move." He ran, made it to the van, keys shaking in his hands, got inside, started the engine. I climbed into my truck, started it, pulled out of the parking lot. In my mirror, I watched Brennan follow. His van swerving slightly, his face in the windshield already changing, his eyes clouding over. "Shit," I whispered. Claire was in the passenger seat, Lily on her lap. "What is wrong?" "Brennan's infected. What do we do?" "Hope he lasts long enough to follow us to the warehouse." We drove through Portland's suburbs. Streets were chaos, abandoned cars, bodies, infected wandering aimlessly. I avoided main roads, took industrial routes I knew from deliveries. Behind us, the van followed, but it was swerving more, slowing down. At a red light, I stopped out of habit. Ridiculous, the van door opened. Brennan fell out. He stood in the street, fully turned now, clouded eyes, jerking movements. Then he looked at the van, at the people inside, and he walked away, didn't attack, just left. "Why didn't he attack them?" Claire asked. "I don't know, but I would remember that moment. The infected that used to be Brennan Wolfe, looking at people he knew, and choosing to walk away instead of attack. Like some part of him was still in there." We drove on. The warehouse I chose was in Northwest Portland's industrial district, one I had worked at for 3 years before my current job. It was defensible. Concrete walls, roll-down metal doors, loading dock with ramp access, roof access via interior stairs. Most importantly, I knew every inch of it. We arrived at 8 a.m. The van had followed us somehow. Maybe someone else inside knew how to drive, and we parked in the loading bay. The whole group piled out, 32 adults, 6 kids. Brennan gone, Mrs. Patterson gone. We had lost her when the infected surrounded Brennan. She had gone back to help him. 2 dead in 30 minutes. The warehouse was empty. Owner had probably fled or died. I used my old access code amazingly. It still worked and opened the loading dock door inside. I said quickly. We filed in. The warehouse was massive, 40,000 square feet of storage space. Rows of industrial shelving, pallets of supplies. Jackpot. I hit the lights. They flickered on. Power was still running. That wouldn't last. Claire set Lily down. My niece immediately found a corner and curled up, thumb in her mouth. She hadn't spoken since we left the school. Vanessa lowered herself onto a pallet of toilet paper, breathing hard. That was not great for the baby. "We need to check supplies," I said. Looking at the group, water, food, medical, split into teams. A man raised his hand, mid-30s, glasses, looked like an accountant. "Who put you in charge?" "No one. You want to be in charge." He didn't answer. "Then I am it until someone better shows up." I assigned teams, supplies inventory, perimeter security, rest area for kids. Claire volunteered to watch all 6 children in a cleared corner with blankets and whatever toys we found. Vanessa helped despite her pregnancy. I took inventory with 2 others. The warehouse had been a grocery supplier. We found 2,000 gallons of water, bottled, canned goods. Enough for 38 people for maybe 3 months, if rationed rice, pasta, dry goods, medical supplies, basic first aid, tools, crowbars, hammers, rope. No weapons. No weapons was bad, but tools could become weapons. Outside, we heard moaning. I went to a high window and looked out. Infected. 50 of them, maybe more, wandering the industrial district, drawn by our truck noise. "We need to fortify," I said. We spent the day barricading. Used forklifts. I knew how to operate them finally. My job was useful to move pallets against doors, created a safe zone in the center of the warehouse, set up a bathroom area using buckets and tarps, made sleeping areas with blankets and cardboard. It wasn't comfortable, but it was secure. At least, I thought it was. That night, we heard scratching not from doors, from walls. I grabbed a flashlight, followed the sound. The scratch marks were high 8 feet up, like something had climbed the wall. We are not the only things that can climb, I muttered. The next morning, day 3, we woke to find infected on the roof. I don't know how they got up there. Fire escape, maybe. But they were up there, moaning, scratching at the skylights. They are learning, Vanessa said. She would become my unofficial second-in-command, adapting. Or they are just lucky, 30 seconds from bite to turn, but months for them to figure out climbing. That is not luck. That is evolution. I didn't want to think about that. We reinforced the skylights with metal sheeting. It was loud. The noise attracted more infected. By evening, we had 100 surrounding the warehouse. Day 4, the real siege began. They didn't attack with intelligence. They just pressed. Constant pressure on doors, windows, walls. The moaning never stopped. It was psychological warfare inside. People were breaking. The accountant, his name was Gerald, started crying randomly. One of the teachers had a panic attack. A father tried to leave, said he would rather take his chances running than staying trapped. I stopped him at the door. You open that door. You let them in. I don't care. I cannot breathe in here. Then don't breathe, die quietly. But you are not opening that door. He swung at me. I blocked it, pushed him back. Anyone else want to open the door? I looked at the group. Anyone else want to give up? Silence. Good, because giving up means dying, and dying means becoming one of those things. I have already seen 2 people I knew turn into monsters. I am not watching any of you do it. I sounded confident, commanding. Inside, I was terrified. That night, Vanessa went into labor. It was stress-induced, too early, dangerous. She was only 8 months along, but babies don't care about timing. Her water broke at 2 a.m. She gasped, grabbed my arm. Nolan, the baby's coming. Okay, we have got this. Claire came running. She had been a teacher, not a nurse, but she had taken first aid classes. That was more than anyone else had. We cleared a space. Found clean blankets, boiled water. Simone had set up a camping stove. And then Vanessa screamed. The infected outside went crazy. The sound of her pain drove them wild. They threw themselves at the doors with renewed fury. Focus on her, not them, Claire said to me. I held Vanessa's hand. She crushed it. I didn't care. You are doing great, I lied. She was not doing great. She was in agony. And we had no pain meds, no doctors. Nothing. I cannot do this. Yes, you can. Breathe. Claire, what do we need? Towels, hot water, someone to hold her legs. I got volunteers. 2 women, mothers themselves, stepped up, and then, at 4:47 a.m. on day 5 of the apocalypse, a baby was born. A boy, tiny, purple, screaming his lungs out. Vanessa cried. Claire cried. I cried. Outside, the infected moaned louder, responding to the baby's cries. But inside, we had life. New life. In all this death, someone was born. River, Vanessa whispered, holding him. His name is River, because we are all drowning. But at least he will know how to swim. It was the most beautiful and terrifying thing I had ever witnessed. Day 7. The infected were leaving. Not all of them, but their numbers were dropping from 100 to 80, then 60, then 40. Why? Gerald asked. The accountant had stopped crying and started taking notes. Data helped him cope. Starvation, I said. They cannot get to us. No food. They are wandering to find easier prey. They need to eat. Everything needs to eat. That was my first mistake. Thinking infected followed normal biological rules. My second mistake was assuming we were the apex predators now. We needed supplies. The warehouse had food, but no fresh produce. No vitamins. Baby River needed formula. Vanessa needed protein, and we were running low on medical supplies cuts, and infections were becoming common. I planned a supply run. Me, Claire, Gerald, and 2 others. We would hit the grocery store 3 blocks away, grab what we needed, return fast. We left at dawn on day 8. Fewer infected visible, maybe 10 in the whole industrial district. We moved quietly, cars abandoned, streets empty. The grocery store was trashed. Windows broken, shelves ransacked. But the back storage area was untouched. Jackpot canned formula, antibiotics, multivitamins, protein bars. We were loading backpacks when we heard it, barking. Not one dog. Many dogs. I looked through the broken window. A pack. 30 dogs. Maybe 40. All breeds, all sizes. German shepherds, labs, pit bulls, even a goddamn poodle. All feral, all hungry. Back door. I whispered. Slowly, we moved toward the rear exit. The dogs saw us through the window. They charged. Glass shattered. Dogs poured through, snarling, teeth bared. Run, I yelled. We ran out the back door into the alley. The dogs followed. Gerald pulled a gun where the hell had he gotten a gun, and fired. The sound was deafening. He hit one dog. The rest went crazy. Stop shooting, I screamed. You are making it worse. He fired again, missed. The pack split, flanking us from both sides. One dog, massive Rottweiler, lunged at Gerald. Caught his leg, he screamed. Fell. The pack swarmed him. I grabbed Claire. We cannot help him. Run. We cannot just run, we ran. The 3 of us, me, Claire, and a woman named Beth, left Gerald behind. Left him screaming. The dogs didn't follow. They had their meal. We made it back to the warehouse, barricaded the doors. Collapsed. Claire was shaking. We left him. We just left him. He fired the gun. He drew them. We would have all died. He was a person, Nolan. He made a choice. A stupid choice. And it killed him. Beth was crying in the corner. The supplies we had grabbed were scattered. We had dropped most of them running. One backpack made it. Formula. Some antibiotics. That was it. Gerald died for baby formula. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept hearing the dogs, the snarling, Gerald screaming. But mostly, I kept thinking, that is the second time I have chosen to let someone die to save myself and others. First Brennan, now Gerald. How many more would it be? Around 3 a.m., I heard sounds on the roof again. Not infected, too light. I grabbed a flashlight and climbed the access stairs. On the roof, I found them, rats, hundreds of them, maybe thousands. They had nested in the HVAC system, chewed through insulation, spread across the entire roof. They saw me, didn't run, just watched. Great, I muttered. Dogs outside, rats on top. What is next? Zombie bears. I went back down, reported the rats. We couldn't do anything about them. They weren't hurting us yet. Day 9, we heard howling. Not dogs, wolves. Wolves aren't native to Portland, Gerald's note said. Someone had kept his journal. They are now, I said. Through binoculars, I watched them. A pack of maybe 15, moving through the industrial district. They avoided infected, seemed to recognize them as wrong, but they showed interest in abandoned cars, buildings where people might be hiding. They were hunting survivors. Day 10. The wolves killed 3 infected in our view. It was brutal, efficient, pack tactics. The infected didn't stand a chance. Animals are winning, Vanessa said, nursing River. We are the middle children now. Infected below us, animals above us. So we adapt, I said. How? We stop thinking like humans, start thinking like prey. I gathered everyone. 38 people now, minus Brennan, Mrs. Patterson, Gerald. New rules, I announced. No loud noises, ever. Noise attracts infected and animals. We move silently, always. Second, no guns. Guns are loud. We use quiet weapons, knives, crowbars, silence. Third, we are nocturnal now. Animals hunt during day. Infected are slower at night. We move at night, hide during day. You are saying we live like rats, someone said. I am saying we survive like rats. Because rats survive everything. Not everyone liked it, but no one had better ideas. Over the next week, we learned the new ecosystem. We mapped it. Infected zones, downtown Portland. Too many infected to enter. Wolf territory, industrial parks, and suburban homes. Bear zones, anywhere with food remnants, grocery stores, restaurants, rat colonies, sewers, rooftops, anywhere dark, safe zones. Almost none. We were living in a predator world. And we weren't predators anymore. On day 14, we lost another person, Beth. She went outside during the day to empty waste buckets. A cougar took her. We found her body 50 feet away, or what was left of it. That night, I stood watch at a window, looking out at the dark city. Somewhere out there, wolves were howling. Infected were moaning. Rats were scurrying, and we were hiding in a concrete box, rationing canned beans, hoping tomorrow wouldn't kill us. This is what winning looks like, I muttered. Claire appeared beside me. Lily hasn't spoken in 6 days. She is processing. She is traumatized. We need to leave the city, find somewhere safe. There is nowhere safe, then somewhere safer. The mountains, forest, away from all this. I thought about it. She was right. Cities were death traps now. Too many infected, too many predators, too many ways to die. Okay, I said. We move, but we need a destination. Someone with knowledge. Like who? As if on cue, a voice called from outside. Hello? Anyone alive in there? I grabbed my crowbar. Who is there? Name's Ray Carver, former park ranger. Been surviving on my own since this started. Saw your warehouse. Thought maybe we could help each other. I looked through the peephole. A man, late 50s, weathered face, carrying a hunting rifle and a backpack. How do we know you are not infected? I called. How do I know you are not infected? Fair point. Put the rifle down. Step back 10 feet. He did. I opened the door a crack. Ray Carver looked like what survival should look like. Lean, alert, competent. He had that wilderness guide energy. Someone who had been preparing for this his whole life without knowing it. How many of you? He asked. 38. You, just me. Lost my family first week. Been moving since. What do you want? To stop moving alone, and to tell you, you need to leave this city now. Because what you have seen so far, that is nothing. Winter's coming. And winter in Portland with no power, no heat, no infrastructure. He shook his head. You will all die. Where do we go? Mountains, high elevation, above the mosquito line, above where infected congregate. I know a place. Abandoned ski resort on Mount Hood. Defensible, isolated, supplies still there. But we need to move before first snow. I looked at Claire. She nodded. When? I asked Ray. Tomorrow. We pack light, move fast. It is 40 miles, 3 days walking. Every day we wait, the danger increases. I looked at our group. 38 people, 6 kids, a newborn, a pregnant woman recovered, an accountant's journal, a forklift driver leading them. Okay, I said. We leave at dawn. Ray smiled. Smart man, you might actually survive this. I doubted it, but we were going to try. We left Portland on day 15 at 5:47 a.m., the 30th of October. 38 people, 6 kids, 1 newborn, and Ray Carver leading us toward Mount Hood, 40 miles on foot. 3 days. If we were lucky, I gave everyone one rule. If you fall behind, we don't wait. If you get attacked, we keep moving. This isn't cruelty. It is math. 38 people survive, or none do. Choose. No one argued. They had learned fast. Sentiment was a luxury we couldn't afford. We moved in a column, Ray at front, navigation, me in the middle, logistics, Claire at back, watching for stragglers. The kids walked except for River. Vanessa carried him in a sling Ray had made from rope and cloth. Lily stayed close to me. She still wasn't speaking, but she held my hand. That was enough. The first mile was easy. Industrial district at dawn. Few infected, no animals. We made good time. The second mile, we hit our first problem. Highway 26 was blocked. Not by traffic, the cars had been pushed aside. By bodies, hundreds of them, maybe thousands. All dead. Not infected. Not killed by infected. Just dead. Like they had lain down and stopped living. Virus didn't just turn people, Ray said quietly. It killed them, fast. Anyone who didn't turn just died. We walked through the bodies. Tried not to look at faces. Tried not to think about the fact that these were parents, kids, grandparents. Lily squeezed my hand tighter. Mile 5. We encountered our first horde. Not infected, mosquitoes. A cloud of them, millions. Hovering over a retention pond. We didn't notice until we were 50 feet away. Then they swarmed. Run, Ray yelled. Don't let them bite you, we ran. The mosquitoes followed. I saw Owen, the teenager who had joined us at the warehouse, get bitten on his neck, then his arm, then his face. Owen, keep moving. He was slapping at them, stumbling. I grabbed his arm, dragged him forward. The swarm lasted maybe 30 seconds. When we cleared it, everyone was covered in welts. Owen had been bitten 50 times, maybe more. We kept walking, watching him, waiting to see if he had turned. He didn't. Why not? Claire asked. Mosquitoes don't always carry infection, Ray said. Or he is a carrier. Some people are immune but can spread it. So, Owen might be immune. Or he might be a walking bioweapon. We'll not know until someone else gets infected from his blood. Owen heard this. His face went pale. Stay away from me, he said. All of you. I might be dangerous. You are 15 years old, I said. You are not dangerous. You are just unlucky. Now keep walking. Mile 10. We stopped to rest. Found an abandoned gas station. Raided it for water bottles and snacks. The place had been stripped, but we found beef jerky under a fallen shelf. Small victory. While we rested, I noticed something. Infected in the distance, watching us. Not attacking. Watching. One of them looked familiar. Tall, broad shoulders, construction vest. Jackson, I whispered. What? Claire asked. That infected. I know him, Jackson, right? He worked at my warehouse, loading dock supervisor. Are you sure? The infected tilted his head like he was listening. Then he turned and walked away. Yeah, I said. I am sure. Day 1 of walking ended at mile 15. We camped in an office park, barricaded inside a dental clinic. No beds, but carpet was softer than concrete. Vanessa fed River. The baby was crying loud, impossible to quiet. It attracted things. At 9 p.m. we heard scratching at the windows. Rats, hundreds of them. They had smelled the food they wanted in. We stayed silent, watched them through the glass. They pressed against the windows, testing the strength. One window cracked. "If they get in, we are overrun," Ray whispered. "How do we stop them?" "We don't. We wait. Rats lose interest after a few hours. What if they don't? Then we run and hope they are too full to follow." The rats stayed until 2 a.m. Then suddenly, they scattered. Something had scared them. I looked outside, saw movement in the shadows. Big movement. "Bear," Ray said. "Grizzly. By the size. Probably following our scent. What do we do? Pray it finds something else to eat." The bear circled the building. We heard it sniffing at doors, scratching at walls. Then it roared deep primal sound that made my bones vibrate. River started crying. Vanessa tried to quiet him. Couldn't. The bear heard. Started ramming the door. Out the back, Ray hissed. Now, silently. We filed out the rear exit, 38 people trying to move silently while a bear destroyed the front door. We made it to the parking lot when the door gave way. The bear entered the building. We heard it roaring, searching, move. Ray whispered, "Don't run. Walk fast. Running triggers prey drive." We walked fast as we could without running. The bear emerged from the building, saw us, roared again. It charged. "Run now." We scattered. The bear focused on the slowest person, an older woman, couldn't remember her name. It caught her in 3 seconds. One swipe of its paw. She died instantly. The rest of us ran until we couldn't breathe, collapsed in a parking garage 2 blocks away. Did head count. 37 now. 1 less. "This is how it goes," Ray said, breathing hard. "Every day, we lose people. Every mile, the number drops. By the time we reach the lodge, we will be lucky if 20 make it." "That is unacceptable," I said. "That is reality. You want unacceptable? Unacceptable is thinking everyone survives. This isn't a movie. Good people die, kids die, babies die. The only question is, how many do we save?" I hated him for being right. Day 2, we made it to mile 25. We lost 2 more people. 1 to infected wandered off, got bit. 1 to dehydration, collapsed, couldn't carry on. 35 remaining. Day 3, mile 35. 5 miles from the lodge, so close. But that is when we hit the real problem. A river. The Clackamas River. Normally shallow this time of year. But heavy rains had swollen it. 30 feet across. Fast moving. No bridge in sight. "We cannot cross that," someone said. "We have to," Ray said. "Lodge is on the other side." "How?" "Rope. We tie everyone together. Strongest swimmers cross first, pull the others." "What about the kids?" "Kids go in the middle, adults on both ends." "We lose people. It will be at the edges." I looked at Lily. She was terrified. Couldn't swim well. "I will carry her," I said. "You sure?" "You will be weighed down." "I am sure." We tied the rope, 35 people in a line. Ray led. I was 5th in line. Lily on my back. Claire behind me. We entered the water. It was cold, shockingly cold. October river water, near freezing. My legs went numb immediately. Lily's arms tightened around my neck. "Uncle Nolan, I have got you." "Hold on." The current was strong, pulled at us. Ray reached the other side, tied the rope to a tree. We pulled ourselves hand over hand, halfway across. Someone lost grip. The rope jerked. We all stumbled. "Hold on," Ray yelled. I looked back. A man didn't know his name was being swept away. The rope had come untied from his waist. He didn't scream, just accepted it. Drowned in seconds, we kept pulling. Made it across. Did head count. 34 people lost in 3 days. "We are close," Ray said, pointing up the mountain. Lodge is 2 miles up that trail. We make it before dark. We are safe. Safe. I laughed bitterly. Nothing's safe. Safer, he corrected. Above mosquito line. Above where infected congregate. Natural defensibility. It is the best shot we have. We climbed 2 miles. Uphill. Everyone exhausted. The sun was setting. We had maybe an hour of light. At 6:30 p.m., we saw it. The Timberline Lodge. Massive building, stone and wood. Built in the 1930s. Abandoned since the outbreak. Windows intact. Doors closed. Above the tree line at 7,000 feet. Snow-capped peaks behind it. It looked like a fortress. We approached carefully. Ray tried the door. Locked. I used a crowbar. The lock broke. The door opened. Inside was dark. Cold. Empty. But it was solid. Defensible. Real shelter. Home, Vanessa whispered, holding River. I wanted to correct her. This wasn't home. Home was gone. This was just survival. But I looked at Lily, at Claire, at the 34 people who had made it this far. Yeah, I said. Home. We entered the lodge. Behind us, something moved in the trees. I turned, saw a figure. Tall, broad shoulders, construction vest. Jackson, the infected I had recognized. He was still following us, but he didn't approach. Just watched you coming or not. I called out. He tilted his head. Then, slowly, he nodded and stepped into the clearing. Ray raised his rifle. He is infected. He is also not attacking, I said. Lower the rifle. Nolan, lower it, Ray did, reluctantly. Jackson approached slowly, stopped 10 feet away, looked at me with those clouded eyes. Nolan, he said. The word was broken, forced, but clear. Yeah, I said. Nolan, you remember. He nodded again. You want to help us? Another nod. I looked at the group. They were terrified. Anyone object to him camping outside? Keeping watch. Claire spoke up. If he tries to hurt anyone, then we kill him. But until then, he is our guard dog. Ray shook his head. You are insane, probably. But we need every advantage. And an infected who doesn't attack us. That is an advantage. Jackson stayed outside that night, watching guarding inside. We collapsed. 34 people, 6 kids, 1 newborn. We had made it to the lodge. Now we had to survive winter. November froze us. Not metaphorically. Literally. The Timberline Lodge had no heat, no power, no running water. We had fireplaces, but wood was scarce at 7,000 feet. We had blankets we had scavenged, but not enough. We had food for maybe 3 weeks if we rationed hard. We were going to die slowly, comfortably, maybe. But slowly. Ray gathered us on day 1 at the lodge. Winter up here is brutal. Temperatures hit 20 below, snow will bury us. If we don't prepare now, we are dead by January. What do we need? I asked. Wood, mountains of it. Food hunt while we can. Before animals hibernate. Water collection from snow melt. Insulation, every gap sealed, and shifts. We rotate sleeping near the fire. Rotate hunting, rotate watch. You are talking about months of work. I am talking about survival. You want easy. Wrong apocalypse. We divided labor. Ray and 6 others hunted. He taught them tracking, shooting, field dressing game. Owen and 4 tech-minded people handled infrastructure, fixed generators, solar panels from a nearby facility, water filtration. Claire ran education. Yes, education. She insisted the kids needed routine. Vanessa managed food, rationing, cooking, inventory, and me. I did everything else. Leader by default, coordinator, decision maker. The guy who chose who got extra rations and who didn't. I hated it. The first hunt happened day 3. Ray took me along. Taught me how to track deer. Look for trails, he said, pointing at disturbed brush. Fresh droppings, broken branches. Deer are creatures of habit. They use the same paths. We followed a trail for 2 hours. Found a small herd, 5 deer. Grazing in a clearing, aim for the lungs, Ray whispered. Quick death, ethical. I had never shot anything bigger than a paper target. My hands shook as I aimed. Breathe. Squeeze. Don't pull. I fired. The deer dropped. The others bolted. We approached. The deer was still alive, eyes wide, breathing shallow, bleeding out. Finish it, Ray said, handing me a knife. I cannot. Yes, you can. Quick. Clean cut across the throat. Mercy. I did it. The deer stopped moving. Then I vomited. Ray patted my back. First kill's always hard. But this deer, it feeds 15 people for 3 days. Worth it. We field dressed it. I will not describe the process. Let's just say I understood why people became vegetarian. We hauled it back to the lodge. Everyone cheered. Fresh meat protein. Hope that night. I couldn't sleep. Kept seeing the deer's eyes. Claire found me on the lodge's balcony staring at the stars. You okay? I killed something today. You fed us. Same thing. Number it is not. She sat beside me. You are changing. Everyone sees it. You are becoming harder. I have to. Or we die. Just don't forget who you were. Who was I? A forklift driver. Nobody special. You were kind. That was special. I didn't feel kind anymore. Week 2 at the lodge. Owen got the solar panels working. We had power. Not much enough for lights, radio, the water pump. But it felt like civilization. He also fixed a ham radio. Got it working. Started scanning frequencies. Anything? I asked. Static. Always static. But sometimes I think I hear voices, cannot make them out. Keep trying. You think anyone's left out there? Like government, military? Number, then why keep trying? Because giving up is the same as dying. And we are not dead yet. Owen was 15. His parents had been day 1 casualties. He had been alone when Brennan found him. Suicidal until I had given him a purpose. Keep our tech running. Now he had a reason to wake up. I am glad you didn't let me quit, he said. Me too, kid. I am not a kid. You are 15. That is a kid. Not anymore. Kids don't know how to field dress deer. He had a point. Week 3 brought the first real snow. 6 inches overnight. Then 12. Then 2 feet. The world turned white, beautiful, and deadly. Hunting became harder. Animals had migrated or were hibernating. We caught 1 rabbit in a week. Rationing got brutal. I calculated 1,200 calories per adult. Per Dalton Y, 800 for kids. It wasn't enough, but it was all we had. People got thin, tired, sick. And that is when we lost the first person to cold. Dan, an older man, maybe 60, went out to collect firewood. Didn't dress warm enough. By the time we found him 2 hours later, he was hypothermic. Dead within an hour of being brought inside. 33 remaining. We need a rule, Ray said. No one goes outside alone. Ever. Groups of 2 minimum. I agreed. Made it official. Anyone caught outside alone got no food for a day. Harsh. Yes, necessary. Also yes. Jackson, the infected guarding us, didn't seem bothered by cold. He stayed outside 24/7 watching the perimeter. Sometimes we had leave food out. Sometimes he had leave animal kills. It was the weirdest symbiosis in history. Why does he help us? Claire asked. I don't know. Maybe he remembers working with people. Maybe infection didn't erase everything. Maybe he is lonely. Can infected get lonely? Can we? She didn't answer. December brought fungus. We discovered it in the basement. Dan's body before we had buried it. had been stored there temporarily. Within 3 days, mushrooms were growing from his corpse. Big white, pulsing mushrooms. Cordyceps, Ray said, backing away immediately. Fungal infection, grows in corpses, spreads through spores. If you breathe it in, what? Lung infection, death in days, maybe hours. We sealed the basement, burned the body outside, wore masks made from torn cloth whenever we went near that area. But the damage was done. Week 4, the 15th of December, we lost someone else. Mila, a woman in her 30s, botanist by training. She had been identifying edible plants, teaching us foraging. She started coughing. By evening, she was coughing blood. It is the fungus, Ray said. She must have breathed spores. Can we help her? Number. Antibiotics don't work on fungus. All we can do is keep her comfortable. She died on the 16th of December. We burned her body immediately. 32 remaining. That night, I made a new rule. No enclosed spaces without masks, ever. Even inside the lodge, people complained. Masks were uncomfortable. Hard to breathe through. Uncomfortable is alive, I said. Dead is dead. Choose. They wore the masks. Christmas came and went. We didn't celebrate. What was there to celebrate? But Claire insisted on something for the kids. She organized a present exchange. Everyone made something by hand. Carved wood figures, woven bracelets, drawn pictures. Lily got a wooden deer from Owen. She smiled for the first time in months. River, now 3 months old, got a blanket Vanessa had sewn from torn curtains. It was small, meaningless in the grand scale. But it was human, and that mattered. New Year's Eve. We gathered around the fire. 32 people survivors. Ray raised a cup of melted snow. We would run out of alcohol weeks ago. To making it this far, we all drank. And to making it further, I added, how much further? Someone asked. Until we don't. It was the most honest toast I had ever given. The 5th of January, day 82 since outbreak. Jackson approached the lodge. He had never done that before. Always kept his distance. But this time, he walked right up to the door. Knocked. I opened it carefully, Jackson. He pointed to the woods, then spoke clearer than before. Danger coming. What danger? He struggled with the words more. Like me, many hungry, infected. He nodded. How many? He held up his hands, 10 fingers, then again, 20. 20 infected are coming here. Nod. When? He pointed at the ground. Soon. Now, shit. I turned to the lodge. Everyone, barricade now. We scrambled, moved furniture against doors, grabbed weapons, crowbars, knives, a few hunting rifles. 10 minutes later, they appeared. 20 infected, emerging from the tree line, moving together. Not coordinated like humans, but together. Pack behavior. They surrounded the lodge. Jackson stood between them and us, arms spread, blocking. One infected female, maybe 30, blonde hair matted with blood, stepped forward, looked at Jackson, looked at the lodge. Then she spoke, broken, painful words, food, need. Give my blood ran cold. They were communicating, negotiating. We don't have food to spare, I called out. The female infected tilted her head. Then we, take. They charged. Jackson fought them. Alone against 20. He was fast, strong, brutal. He took down 3 before they overwhelmed him. Ray, shoot. Ray fired, headshot. 1 infected dropped. He fired again, another down. But they were at the door now, ramming it. The barricade was giving way. Everyone upstairs, I yelled. Defensible position. We retreated to the 2nd floor. Set up another barricade. The infected broke through the door, poured into the lodge. But they didn't chase us upstairs. They went for the food storage. We watched, helpless, as they tore through our supplies, took half of it, maybe more. Then, just as suddenly as they would come, they left. We did head count. Everyone accounted for. No one bitten. But our food was gone. 3 weeks of supplies reduced to 1. I found Jackson outside, torn apart. Still moving, trying to regenerate. Infected didn't die easy. "Thank you," I said. He looked at me. "No land friend." "Yeah, friend." He had saved us. An infected had saved us. I went back inside, gathered everyone. "We have 1 week of food. Maybe 2 if we ration hard. Winter will not end for 2 months. We cannot hunt enough to make up the difference." "What are you saying?" Claire asked. "I am saying we need to take risks, send people out, scavenge Portland suburbs, find food, medicine, anything. That is suicide. So is starving." Silence. "I will lead the first team," I said. 3 people. We leave tomorrow. If we don't come back in 4 days, send another team. And if none come back, then you are all dead anyway. At least this way. We tried, not inspiring, but honest. I picked my team. Ray Wilderness Survival, Owen, young, fast, and me. We left at dawn on the 6th of January. The mountain had been our refuge. Now it was our prison, and we were going back to hell to survive. The descent from Timberline Lodge back toward Portland suburbs took 6 hours. 3 people, moving fast, light packs, hunting rifles. We avoided the main highway too exposed and stuck to deer trails, Ray knew. By noon, we hit the forest edge. Below us, sprawling suburbs. Above us, the safety of the lodge. "Remember," Ray said, "we are looking for pharmacies, grocery warehouses, outdoor supply stores, in and out. No heroics." "What about survivors?" Owen asked. "If they are friendly, we trade. If they are hostile, we leave. If they are infected, we don't engage unless necessary. And if they are like Jackson, infected but aware." Ray looked at me. "Nolan's call." "Same rules," I said. "Friendly, hostile, or leave." We moved into the suburbs. Gresham area, outer Portland. Used to be middle-class neighborhoods. Now it was wasteland. Houses collapsed, cars rusted, streets overgrown. Nature was reclaiming fast, and the infected were changing. We saw them from a distance first, a group of 6, moving through a cul-de-sac, but they weren't wandering aimlessly like before. They were organized, searching houses methodically. One would enter, the others would wait. If they found something, food, clothes, whatever, they would share it. "They are working together," Owen whispered. "Evolution," Ray said. "The stupid ones died off. These are survivors." "So are we," I said. "Let's not forget that." We avoided them, circled around to our target. A Walgreens. Pharmacy meant medicine. Medicine meant survival. The Walgreens was trashed. Windows broken. Shelves ransacked. But Ray had taught me to look for what others missed. "Always check the ceiling," he said. "People loot at eye level. They forget to look up." We checked. Found a false ceiling panel. Behind it, jackpot. Medical supplies. Antibiotics, painkillers, insulin, wound dressing. Someone had hidden it before things went bad. "Smart," Owen said, loading his backpack. "Or selfish," I said. "Either way, it is ours now." We were leaving when we heard it. "Help, please. Help," human voice, female, coming from the back of the pharmacy. "Trap," Ray said immediately. "Or someone who needs help," Owen countered. "Nolan." Ray looked at me. I looked at the backroom door. Could be trap, could be genuine. No way to know without checking. "Stay here," I told Owen. "Cover the exits." Ray, with me. We approached the back room carefully. I pushed the door open. Inside, a woman. Mid-30s, Asian, short hair, wearing CDC badge. She was tied to a chair, gagged, looking terrified. Trap, Ray repeated. But I didn't see anyone else. I looked around. If it is a trap, it is badly set. I approached her, pulled the gag down. Thank you, she gasped. Thank you, they left me here. I thought I was going to die. Who tied you, survivors? A group. They thought I was infected because of my badge. CDC. They blamed us. Blamed me. Are you infected? Number, I swear. Test me. Blood test. Whatever you need. We don't have testing supplies. Why were they here? Looting. Same as you, probably. Found me alone. Decided I was the enemy. Please, I have information. Important information about the outbreak. Ray and I exchanged looks. What information? I asked. My name is Dr. Vivian Reeves. I am a CDC researcher. I was at Fort Detrick when the outbreak started. I know what caused it. I know how it spreads. And I know... She hesitated. I know there might be immune people. My blood went cold. Immune. Not everyone turns. Some people fight it off. Some carry it without symptoms. If we can find them, study them, you can make a cure. Maybe. Or at least understand immunity. Give humanity a fighting chance. How do we know you are telling the truth? You don't. But I have files. Research notes. Everything hidden in a safe house nearby. Let me go. I will take you there. Ray shook his head. This screams trap, but Owen had entered, overheard. Or it screams hope. Hope is dangerous, Ray said. So is giving up, Owen countered. I looked at Dr. Reeves. If you are lying, I will kill you myself. I am not lying. I untied her. She stood slowly, rubbing her wrists. The safe house, I said. How far? 2 miles. North. Residential area. Let's go. But you walk in front. And if I see one thing that looks wrong, you are done. She nodded. We moved north. Dr. Reeves led. I followed. Ray and Owen covered our rear. Through suburban streets. Past infected, we avoided them. Past animal tracks. Coyotes. Maybe wolves. 2 miles later, we reached a house. Normal looking. Suburban fence intact here, she said. Looks empty, I said. That is the point. She unlocked the front door with a key from her pocket. We entered. Inside was a bunker. Not military grade, but solid. Reinforced walls, sealed windows, supplies and files. Dozens of folders, laptops, dead batteries, hard drives. This is everything, Dr. Reeves said. Everything Fort Detrick knew before the facility fell. I picked up a file. Read it. Pathogen, mutated rabies strain. Designation, Mr. 7 origin, primate test subject. Rhesus macaque, Lab C. Fort Detrick BSL-4 transmission. All bodily fluids. Airborne transmission. Unconfirmed but suspected. Incubation. 15-45 minutes unprecedented speed for rabies variants mortality rate. 100% symptomatic cases notes. Mr. 7 appears to be engineered. Genetic markers suggest deliberate mutation. Recommendation: investigate bioweapon program immediately. I looked at Dr. Reeves. Bioweapon? Military project. We were trying to create a fast-acting rabies strain for biowarfare. It got loose. We don't know how. Maybe sabotage, maybe accident. But it wasn't natural. You killed the world. We didn't. Someone did. And I am trying to fix it. By finding immune people. Yes, there is a note in one of those files. A child, exposed to Mr. 7, didn't turn. We lost track of her when everything collapsed. But if she is alive, where was she? Portland, Riverside Heights area. Her name as she checked her notes, Lily Hayes. My world stopped. What did you say? Lily Hayes, 5 years old. Exposed to infection via mosquito bite. Didn't turn. Mother's name is Claire Hayes, elementary teacher. Father unknown. I stared at her. That is my niece. Silence. Your niece is immune. Dr. Reeves looked shocked. Where is she? Timberline Lodge. 40 miles from here. Is she healthy? Yes. Hasn't been sick once. I thought we got lucky. You did, but not luck. Immunity. She grabbed my shoulders. Nolan, listen to me. Lily might be the key. If we study her blood, her genes, we might be able to synthesize a vaccine, save millions, or kill her in the process. We will not. You already killed millions. Why should I trust you with my niece? Because what is the alternative? Hiding in a lodge until you starve. This is a chance. The only chance. I looked at Ray. He shrugged. Your call. I looked at Owen. What do you think? I think Owen chose his words carefully. I think Lily deserves to know she might save people, and then choose. She is 6 years old, so let Claire choose for her. I thought about it. Thought about Lily, safe in the lodge, playing with wooden deer, smiling for the first time in months. Thought about Dr. Reeves wanting to use her as a lab rat. Thought about the 32 people starving on a mountain. I am not bringing you to her, I said finally. But I will take samples. Blood, saliva, whatever you need. You study those first. If you find something useful, we talk. Deal, Dr. Reeves said immediately. But if you try to take her, experiment on her, hurt her in any way, I understand. I am a monster. But I am a monster trying to save the world. Sometimes that is what it takes. We spent 3 hours in that safe house, loading medical equipment, research files, testing supplies into backpacks. Dr. Reeves showed us what she needed: blood samples, tissue swabs, genetic sequencing equipment, portable versions. By late afternoon, we were ready to head back. One more thing, Dr. Reeves said. There are others, other immune people, probably. If we can find them, create a network, we might be able to establish safe zones, real safe zones, protected by immunity, not walls. And you want to lead this. Someone has to. That someone isn't you. You are not coming to the lodge. You stay here. We will bring samples. You analyze them. Remote collaboration. That is inefficient. That is non-negotiable. She looked frustrated but nodded. Fine. But hurry. Every day, more people die. Every day the infected evolve. We are running out of time. We left her in the safe house. Promised to return in 3 days with samples. The climb back to the lodge took 8 hours. We arrived at 11 p.m., exhausted, carrying 40 pounds of medical supplies and the weight of possibility. I found Claire immediately, told her everything. Lily's immune. She looked stunned. Maybe we need to test her. Is it safe? I don't know. But Dr. Reeves thinks Lily might save lives. And you think we should do this? I think we should let Lily decide. Claire laughed bitterly. She is 6. She cannot decide this. Then you decide. You are her mother. I am terrified either way. If we do this, she might get hurt. If we don't, we might lose the only chance at a cure. There is no good choice here. There never is anymore. She went to Lily's sleeping area, woke her gently. Lily rubbed her eyes. Mommy? Hey, baby. Uncle Nolan and I need to talk to you about something important. Do you remember being bitten by mosquitoes? A long time ago. Lily nodded sleepily. You got bit a lot, but you didn't get sick. Most people got sick. You didn't. That makes you special. Special how? Special like. You might be able to help other people not get sick. How? Claire looked at me. I knelt down next to Lily. There is a doctor, I said. She thinks if we take a little bit of your blood, she might be able to make medicine. Medicine that keeps people from getting sick. Like a vaccine, smart kid. Yeah, like a vaccine. Will it hurt? A little? Like getting a shot, and it will help people? Maybe. Lily thought about it. Then, okay. Claire looked shocked. If it helps people, okay. I looked at this 6-year-old kid who had survived the apocalypse. watched people die, walked 40 miles, lived on 800 calories a day, and was now volunteering to be a lab rat. You are braver than me, I said. You taught me, she said simply. The next morning, I took samples, blood, saliva, skin cells. Dr. Reeves had given me instructions. I followed them carefully. Lily cried when I drew blood. I hated myself, but she didn't fight. Just held Claire's hand and let me work. All done, I said, applying a Band-Aid. Can I have extra food? Lily asked. What? You said brave. People get extra rations. I was brave, Claire laughed through tears. Yeah, baby, you get extra rations. I packed the samples carefully. Tomorrow, Owen and I would take them back to Dr. Reeves. That night, I stood on the lodge balcony. Jackson was out there guarding. I raised a hand. He raised one back. An infected who protected us. A niece who might save us. A doctor who might cure us. And me, a forklift driver trying to hold it all together. How is it going? Ray appeared beside me. We might have hope, I said. Hope is dangerous. So is giving up. Fair point. We stood in silence, watching the stars. You are doing good, Nolan, Ray said finally. Better than Brennan would have. Better than most. I got people killed. Everyone gets people killed. That is leadership. The question is, are you saving more than you are losing? I don't know. Then keep trying. That is all any of us can do. He went back inside. I stayed on the balcony, thinking about Lily's blood in vials, Dr. Reeves in her safe house, and the 32 people depending on me to make the right choices. I was a forklift driver. I moved boxes. Now I was moving worlds. And I had no idea if I was doing it right. Wait, wrong notes. Let me restart. Owen and I delivered the samples to Dr. Reeves 2 days later, 40 miles round trip, carrying vials of Lily's blood like they were precious gems, which I guess they were. Dr. Reeves set up her equipment immediately, portable sequencing machines, microscopes, test tubes. She worked like someone possessed. How long until you know something? I asked. Days, maybe weeks. Genetic sequencing isn't fast. We don't have weeks. Then I will work faster. We left her there and headed back. On the return trip, we encountered something new. Infected weren't alone anymore. We saw them from a ridgeline, a group of 20 moving through an abandoned subdivision. But they weren't hunting. They were organizing, building, taking materials from houses, doors, furniture, tarps, and constructing shelters. They are making homes, Owen whispered. Number, they are adapting. Shelter means survival. They figured it out. If they are learning shelter, what else are they learning? Good question. Terrifying question. We watched for an hour. The infected worked in shifts. Some built, some hunted, they caught rats, some stood guard. It was a community. An infected community. We need to report this, I said. Who to? There is no government. No military, just us. Then we tell our people, warn them. Infected aren't mindless anymore. They are something else. We made it back to the lodge by evening. I called everyone together, described what we had seen. Reactions ranged from disbelief to terror. If they are organizing, someone said, they will come for us eventually. They already did, I reminded them. They raided our food. But Jackson stopped them. Jackson, an infected, saved us. You are defending them? I am saying. They are not mindless. And if they are not mindless, maybe we can coexist. Coexist with zombies. You have lost it. Maybe I had. But I would also seen Jackson communicate. Seen him choose not to attack. Seen infected build shelters. The world's changed, I said. We either change with it, or we die. Not everyone agreed. But no one had better ideas. Week 3 at the lodge, post-sample delivery. Dr. Reeves radioed. Owen had given her one of our ham radios before we left. Nolan, I have got results. And Lily's immune, genetically immune. She has a mutation, a specific gene variation that prevents Mr. 7 from binding to her cells. She cannot be infected. My heart raced. Can you replicate it? That is the problem. The mutation is unique, 1 in a billion. I cannot synthesize it, but what? But if we find others like her other immune people and cross-reference their genetics, we might identify a common factor. Something we can replicate. How many others do you need? Ideally, 10, minimum. 3. And where do we find them? I don't know. Test people. Anyone who has been exposed but didn't turn. Children especially, they seem to have higher immunity rates. Why children? Unknown. Maybe their immune systems are more adaptable. Maybe they are exposed to lower viral loads. Maybe luck. I thought about Owen, bitten 50 times by mosquitoes. Never turned. Owen might be immune, I said. Can you test him? Bring him here. I will run tests, I told Owen. He agreed immediately. If I am immune, he said, maybe I can help. Be useful. You are already useful. More useful. We made the trip the next day. Dr. Reeves tested Owen's blood results. Negative for immunity. He is a carrier, she said. He has Mr. 7 in his system, but it is dormant. He doesn't turn, but he can spread it, so he is dangerous. He is asymptomatic, like Typhoid Mary. If he bleeds, the infection spreads. If he is bitten, he might activate and turn. He is a ticking time bomb. Owen heard this. His face went pale. I am a weapon? You are a survivor who needs to be careful, I corrected. But the damage was done. Owen looked at his hands like they were grenades. Back at the lodge, I gathered the community, told them about Owen's status. He needs to be quarantined. Someone demanded. He needs to be treated like human, I countered. He didn't choose this. He is dangerous. So are we all. Anyone here could turn if bitten. Owen's just unlucky enough to know he is infected. What if he turns? Then we deal with it. Until then, he is one of us. Owen sat in the corner, head in his hands. Lily walked over, sat next to him. It is okay, she said. I am special too. We can be special together. He looked at her, smiled weakly. Thanks, kid. That moment, a 6-year-old comforting a 15-year-old carrier, might have been the most human thing I had seen since the outbreak. February arrived. Month 4. The lodge was stable. Barely. Food situation, critical but manageable. Ray's hunting kept us alive. Medical situation. Adequate Dr. Reeves supplies helped morale. Low winter, isolation, fear population. 32. No losses in 3 weeks, a record. And then the radio crackled. Is this Timberline Lodge? This is Dr. Vivian Reeves. I have urgent news. Please respond. I grabbed the mic. Reeves, go ahead. I found someone. Another immune person. A woman, mid-20s. Survived bite 6 weeks ago. She is at my safe house now. I am testing her. How would you find her? She found me. Word spreading. Survivors know I am looking for immune people. They are coming to me. That is dangerous. You are advertising your location. It is necessary. Nolan, if I can find 10 immune people, I can crack this. I can make a vaccine. How long? Months. Maybe a year. But it is possible. A year. A lifetime in this world, but possible. What do you need from us? Safety. My safe house is exposed. I need a secure location, somewhere defensible, with power, water, equipment. You want to come to the lodge. I want to bring my research, my equipment, the immune people I have found, set up a proper lab. Make this official. I thought about it. Bringing Dr. Reeves here meant protection but also risk. Her work attracted attention, survivors would come. Infected might follow. But if she could make a vaccine, I will discuss with the community, I said. Give me 24 hours. Make it 12. I don't have much time. The radio went silent. I gathered everyone, explained Dr. Reeves' request. Reactions were split. We cannot take that risk, some said. We are barely surviving as is. We cannot not take it, others argued. A vaccine means hope, real hope. Vote, I said. Everyone gets one. Majority rules, we voted. 18 in favor. 14 against. Democracy had spoken. Prepare to welcome guests, I told the group. This lodge just became a research facility. Ray pulled me aside. You sure about this? Number, but doing nothing is also a choice. And if it goes wrong, then we die trying to cure the world instead of hiding from it. I can live with that, can you? Good question. Dr. Reeves arrived 3 days later. She brought 4 immune survivors, ages 8, 24, 31, 47, all her research equipment. Enough supplies for 6 months and a warning. Words out, she said as I helped unload her truck. About the immune survivors. About this lodge, people know. And they are coming. Good people, all people, desperate people, survivors looking for hope, raiders looking for targets, infected looking for food. We just rang the dinner bell. Then we prepare, fortify. Defend, can you? I move furniture for a living. I can move anything. She smiled. You are braver than you think. Or stupider. Sometimes those are the same thing. Dr. Reeves set up her lab in the lodge's conference room, turned it into a research station, started running tests on the immune survivors. The youngest 8-year-old boy named Marcus was terrified. Cried during blood draws. Lily sat with him, held his hand. It is okay, she told him. I am immune too. See, we are superheroes. Superheroes, yeah. We save people. That is what superheroes do. Marcus stopped crying. That is the moment I realized, even in hell, kids find hope. And maybe that was the answer. Not surviving, not fighting, just finding hope in small moments. Lily holding Marcus's hand. Owen teaching kids to use radios. Ray teaching hunting. Claire teaching reading. Me trying to hold it together. Small moments. That is all we had. But maybe that was enough. The first outsiders arrived 1 week after Dr. Reeves set up her lab. A group of 12 families. Survivors from Bend, Oregon. They had heard about the lodge with the cure. There was no cure. Not yet, but they came anyway. We are looking for safety, their leader said. A woman, 40s, exhausted. We have been running for months, please. Let us stay. I looked at Ray. He shrugged. Your call, 44 people now. We were becoming a community. A target, a hope. I didn't know which would kill us first. You can stay, I told them, but you work. Everyone works. No freeloaders. Agreed. They integrated quickly. More hunters, more hands, more mouths to feed, but also more labor. The lodge felt alive again. For better or worse. On the 1st of March, day 135 since outbreak, Dr. Reeves made an announcement. She gathered everyone in the main hall, stood on a chair so all could see her. I have completed initial testing on 5 immune individuals, including Lily Hayes. Everyone looked at Lily. She waved. All 5 share a genetic marker, a specific mutation on chromosome 7. It is rare, approximately 1 in 10 million people have it naturally. But it exists. What does this mean? Someone asked. It means immunity is real. Genetic, inheritable. If we can isolate the gene, we can potentially create a gene therapy, introduce the mutation artificially. That is a cure. Not a cure, a vaccine prevention. People who haven't been infected could receive therapy and become immune. What about people already infected? Silence. Nothing helps them, Dr. Reeves said quietly. Once you turn, you are gone. This is prevention, not reversal. What do you need to make it? Time, equipment, more immune samples, and safety. If this lodge falls, the research dies with it. Then we don't let it fall, I said, standing. We fortify, we defend, we build. Against what? Against everything. I meant it. We spent the next 2 weeks fortifying the lodge, built walls from fallen trees, dug trenches, set traps, created overlapping fields of fire, turned a ski resort into a fortress. Ray trained anyone who could hold a gun, taught shooting, reloading, tactics. Owen set up alarms, tripwires connected to bells, low tech but effective. Claire organized the kids into a junior watch. They couldn't fight, but they could spot and alert. We were an army now. 44 soldiers defending a cure that might never exist. But we were trying. That counted for something. Give us what we need. We will leave peacefully. I stood on the balcony. We don't have enough to share. Move on. That is not how this works. You give or we take. Try it. See what happens. They tried. The raiders charged. Hit our traps. 3 went down immediately. Punji sticks, sharp wood concealed in pits. The rest kept coming. Ray and his hunters fired from windows. Dropped 4 more. The raiders took cover, returned fire. Bullets shattered windows. Inside, we herded kids to the basement. Defended the entrances. Fought room by room. An hour later, it was over. Raiders fled. 8 dead on their side. 3 injured on ours. We had won, but the cost. Claire was shot. Shoulder wound. Not fatal, but serious. She had been defending the kids. Took a bullet meant for Lily. I found her in the basement, pale, bleeding. Lily, she gasped. Safe. You saved her. Good. She smiled weakly. That is what mothers do. Dr. Reeves operated. Removed the bullet, stitched Claire up. She will live, she told me, but she needs rest, antibiotics, care. She will get it. I sat with Claire that night, held her hand while she slept. I am sorry, I whispered. This is my fault. I brought Dr. Reeves here. I turned us into a target. She didn't respond. She was unconscious. But Lily did. She had been sleeping next to Claire. Woke up when I spoke. It is not your fault, Uncle Nolan. Mommy says you are doing your best. That is all anyone can do. She said that. Lily nodded. I kissed her forehead. Go back to sleep, kiddo. Will Mommy be okay? Yeah, she will be okay. I hoped I wasn't lying. March turned to April, month 5. Claire recovered slowly from her gunshot wound. The scar tissue made her shoulder stiff. Her arm weak. She couldn't lift things anymore. Couldn't defend herself. But she could still teach. Every morning she gathered the kids, now 8 of them, with the new arrivals and taught them reading, math, history, normal kid stuff like the world hadn't ended. Why are you teaching them about the Revolutionary War? I asked one day. Because they need to know where they came from, she said. Even if the world ended, history didn't disappear. It matters, does it? Everyone from history is dead. Everyone who remembers it is dying. You are not dead yet. Neither am I. As long as we remember, history lives. She had a point. But history felt like luxury when we were struggling to survive day to day. Our population had grown to 53. Word had spread. Timberline Lodge was safe, had food, had a doctor working on a cure. People kept coming. Some brought supplies. Some brought skills. Some brought skills. Some brought nothing but hope and hunger. We took them all. I couldn't turn away families. Couldn't look at kids and say no room, but resources were tight. Ray's hunting couldn't feed 53 people. Dr. Reeves' medicine was running low, and tensions were building. The original 32 my people, the ones who had survived winter with me, resented the newcomers. Felt like we were giving away what we had earned. The newcomers felt unwelcome. Like second-class citizens, we need structure, Ray said. Rules, clear hierarchy. Right now, everyone's looking to you. But you cannot make every decision alone. What do you suggest? Council 5 people. You, me, Dr. Reeves, Claire, and one elected newcomer. We make decisions together. Share the burden. Democracy. Close enough. We held elections. The newcomers chose a woman named Patricia Forties. Former attorney, sharp as hell. Our first council meeting was a disaster. We need more food, Patricia said. People are hungry. We are rationing as much as we can, I countered. Ray's hunting team is working double shifts. Then we need more hunters. Train people. Training takes time. Ammunition, energy, resources we don't have. Then we raid, find supply depots, warehouses, and risk lives for maybe finding food, while leaving our base vulnerable. What is your solution then? Watch people starve. I didn't have a better answer. Dr. Reeves spoke up. I may have an option. I have been communicating with other survivor groups via radio, establishing a network. Some have excess food. Some need medicine. We could trade. Trade with who? I asked. A group in Hood River, 30 miles east. They are farming, growing actual crops. They need antibiotics. We have some. They have food. We need it. How do we know they are trustworthy? We don't. But staying isolated isn't working. We need to start rebuilding civilization. That means trade, communication. Alliance. Ray shook his head. Alliances mean politics. Politics mean betrayal. Or survival. Dr. Reeves countered. Your choice. The council voted 3-2 in favor of trading mission. Claire abstained. 2 days later, I led a team to Hood River. Me, Ray, Owen, and 2 newcomers. We took antibiotics, ammunition, and hope. Hood River group was real. 20 people, living in an old farm complex, growing potatoes and corn in greenhouses. Their leader, a man named Thomas. Former engineer, was cautious but fair. We will trade, he said, but we want ongoing relationship, regular exchanges, information sharing. What information? Infected movements, animal migrations, weather patterns, survivor locations. Knowledge is survival now. I agreed. We established trade route, monthly exchanges, food for medicine, information for information. It was the first alliance since the outbreak. Driving back, Ray said, You just made us political. Is that bad? It is complicated. Politics means choosing sides, making enemies. Being neutral meant being ignored. Being allied means being noticed. Maybe being noticed is good. Maybe we are stronger together, or bigger targets. He wasn't wrong. The 15th of April. Day 165, month 5 and change. Claire collapsed during morning lessons. One moment she was teaching Lily about multiplication. The next she was on the floor, convulsing. I was nearby, ran to her. Claire, Claire. She wasn't responding. Her eyes rolled back. Foam at her mouth. Someone get Dr. Reeves. Now, Owen sprinted. Returned with Dr. Reeves in 30 seconds. She examined Claire quickly. Fever, sky high, pulse racing. When did symptoms start? I don't know. She seemed fine this morning. Dr. Reeves pulled up Claire's sleeve. On her arm, a bite small, almost invisible, but definitely there. My blood went cold. When was she bitten? I don't. Dr. Reeves checked the wound. This is old. 4, maybe 5 days. It has been healing. 4 days she would have turned by now. Unless she is immune. Test her now. Dr. Reeves drew blood, ran back to her lab. 15 minutes later, longest 15 minutes of my life, she returned. She is infected, but fighting it. Her immune system is attacking the virus. It is not genetic immunity like Lily's. It is acquired. Her body's trying to kill it. Can she win? I don't know. This is unprecedented. No one fights infection this long. She is either incredibly lucky or what? Or it is mutating. The virus, adapting, maybe becoming less lethal. Or maybe her immune system is adapting. Evolution goes both ways. What do we do? Wait, keep her hydrated, comfortable. See if her body wins. Claire fought for 6 days. I stayed with her the whole time. Held her hand, talked to her, even when she couldn't respond. Lily slept next to her mother, refused to leave. On day 6, Claire woke up. Her eyes were clear, not clouded, not infected Nolan. Her voice was weak. I am here. Did I turn? Number, you fought it. Your body killed it. How? Dr. Reeves doesn't know, but you are alive. That is what matters. She smiled weakly. Lily, right here, Mommy. Lily climbed onto the bed, hugged her mother carefully. I love you, baby. I love you too. It was a miracle, or science, or luck. Whatever it was, Claire had survived infection. The only person we knew who had. Dr. Reeves tested her blood immediately. Found antibodies. Active, aggressive antibodies attacking any trace of Mr. 7. She is immune now, Dr. Reeves said. Her body learned, adapted. She is the first case of acquired immunity we have documented. What does this mean? It means immunity can be learned, not just genetic. If we can figure out how her body did it, we might be able to induce it in others, vaccinate them with weakened virus. Let their bodies learn to fight. You are talking about intentionally infecting people with controlled doses. Yes, that is insane. That is how vaccines work. Smallpox, polio. All vaccines are controlled infection. We teach the body to fight by exposing it to the enemy. And if it doesn't work, they turn, and we deal with it. I looked at Claire, recovering in bed. She had survived. But how many others would? We are not testing this on anyone yet, I said. Not until we are sure. Then we will never be sure. Science requires experimentation. Science doesn't require killing people. Number, just sacrificing them for the greater good. I walked away before I said something I would regret. May 1st, day 181, 6 months since outbreak. Our population hit 65. The lodge was overcrowded. We had converted every room, hallway, even storage closets into living space. People were sleeping on floors, in tents outside, anywhere with shelter. Food was critical. Ray's hunting team caught maybe 1 deer per week. Not enough. Trade with Hood River helped but wasn't sufficient. We needed more. We should farm, Patricia suggested at council meeting. Clear land, plant crops. It is May, Ray said. We missed planting season. Crops will not mature before winter. Then we start now for next year. Plan ahead. We might not have next year. Then we definitely will not if we don't plan. She had a point. We formed farming teams, cleared forest near the lodge, built raised beds from wood, planted seeds. We had scavenged potatoes, carrots, beans, anything that grew fast and stored long. It was hope. Tangible hope. But hope required protection. On May 15th, we spotted them. Infected, watching the lodge from the tree line. Not Jackson. He was still our guardian. Different ones. 20, maybe 30. They didn't attack. Just watched. They are scouting, Ray said. Learning our defenses, numbers, routines. For what? For when they attack, and they will attack. Eventually, how do you know? Because we have food, shelter, safety. And they don't. Desperate infected are still desperate. He was right. 3 days later they attacked. 50 infected. Coordinated assault. Hit from 3 sides simultaneously. We fought from fortifications. Ray's team fired from walls. We had built a perimeter fence, rough, makeshift, but it slowed them. The battle lasted 2 hours. We lost 7 people, 5 injured, 8 infected killed. The rest fled. But we held. Afterward, I walked the perimeter, saw infected bodies, saw our dead. Vanessa was among them. She had been defending the food storage. An infected had broken through, gone for River. She had thrown herself between them. The infected bit her neck. She killed it, then turned. We found her 30 minutes later, fully infected, still holding River but not attacking him. Just holding him. Like some part of her recognized her son even after turning. I shot her. I had to. River was crying in her arms. I took him, passed him to Claire. Then I put a bullet in Vanessa's head. She had survived the outbreak, survived childbirth in the apocalypse, survived winter, survived raiders, and died protecting her son from infected. She was a hero, Claire said at the funeral. She was a mother, I corrected. That is more than hero. We buried her outside the lodge, no grave marker, just a cairn of stones. Ray said a few words, River cried. The other kids stood silent. Death was common now, but it never stopped hurting. That night, I couldn't sleep, kept seeing Vanessa's clouded eyes, the way she had held River even after turning. Some part of her had remained. I thought about Jackson, about Mother Lisa Brennan, who I still hadn't personally encountered but heard reports of, about all the infected who retained pieces of themselves. Were we killing people or monsters? The line was blurring, and I didn't know which side I was on anymore. They started calling me Commander Hayes in June. I didn't ask for the title, didn't want it. But leadership isn't about wanting. It is about necessity. 65 people needed someone to make decisions, to organize, to lead, and I was the guy who had kept them alive longest. So Commander Hayes, it sounded ridiculous. I was a forklift driver. But titles don't change who you are. They just change what people expect from you, and people expected a lot. Commander, we need more ammunition. Commander, the water filtration is failing. Commander, 2 families are fighting over sleeping space. Commander, Commander, Commander. I was 31 years old, and suddenly responsible for 65 lives. I was drowning. Ray noticed, pulled me aside one evening. You are burning out, he said. I am fine. You are not sleeping, not eating. You are making decisions exhausted. That is how mistakes happen. What choice do I have? People need me. People need you alive and functional, not dead from stress. Delegate. Trust your counsel. Trust me. I do trust you. Then act like it. Let me run hunting operations. Let Patricia handle newcomer integration. Let Dr. Reeves handle medical. You focus on big picture strategy, survival. What if I make wrong choices? You will. Everyone does. But making choices tired is worse than making them wrong. Rest. That is an order. You cannot order me. I am commander. He smiled. Then consider it strong advice from your second. I took his advice, started sleeping 6 hours instead of 3. Started eating full meals. Started delegating. It helped marginally. But the weight didn't get lighter, just distributed differently. June brought heat, summer in the mountains. The snow melted completely. Streams ran high. Forest bloomed, and the infected changed again. We noticed it during patrols. Infected were slower, less aggressive. Some weren't attacking at all. They would see humans and just watch, curious but not hostile. They are evolving, Dr. Reeves confirmed. Selection pressure. Aggressive infected died off, hunted by animals, killed by humans, starved. The survivors are the cautious ones. The smart ones. Smart zombies. Great. They are not zombies. They are infected. There is a difference. Explain it to me. Zombies are fiction, reanimated, dead. These are living people with brain damage. The Mr. 7 virus rewires their neural pathways, suppresses higher functions, enhances primitive drives. But the person is still there, locked inside. Like Jackson, exactly. Jackson retained enough cognition to recognize you. Form rudimentary speech. Choose not to attack. He is more person with severe brain trauma than zombie. Can they recover? Get better? Unknown. I haven't seen it, but evolution suggests maybe. If we give them time. Time to what? To heal, adapt, become something new. It was terrifying and hopeful in equal measure. The 4th of July, day 251, 8 months since outbreak, we celebrated Independence Day. Not because America existed anymore. It didn't. But because we needed tradition. Something to remember who we had been. Claire organized it. Had the kids make flags from torn cloth and plant dye. We sang the anthem. Owen played it on a guitar he had found. It was ridiculous and beautiful and necessary. That night, fireworks appeared in the sky. We hadn't set them off, someone else had. Hood River, Ray said, watching the distant explosions. Thomas's group. They are celebrating too. We are not alone, Claire said, holding Lily. No, I agreed. We are not. It was the first time I had felt that in months. We weren't survivors. We were communities. Plural. Multiple groups. Living, trading, celebrating. Civilization wasn't dead. It was just different, smaller, harder, but alive. Mid-July, Dr. Reeves made an announcement. She had found the key. I have identified the mechanism, she said at council meeting. How Claire's body fought off infection. It is T-cell adaptation. Her immune system created a specific antibody that targets Mr. 7. I can synthesize it. Synthesize how? I asked. Using her blood. I extract the antibodies, culture them, multiply them, then inject them into uninfected people, passive immunity. Will it work? In theory, but I need to test it on who? Silence. Volunteers, Patricia said. We ask for volunteers. Explain the risks. Let people choose. Who would volunteer for that? Ray asked. Someone desperate, or brave, or both. We put out the call. Anyone willing to test experimental immunity treatment. High risk, high reward. 3 people volunteered. One was Owen. No, I said immediately. You are 15. You cannot consent to this. I am a carrier, he countered. Already infected. Already dangerous. If this works, maybe I stop being a threat. If it doesn't, I turn. Either way, problem solved. You are not a problem. I am a ticking bomb. You said so yourself. You didn't have to. Everyone treats me like I am radioactive. This is my chance to change that. I looked at Claire. She looked torn. It is his choice, she said finally. He is 15, old enough to die, old enough to choose how. I hated it. But she was right. Owen received the first injection. Dr. Reeves used Claire's synthesized antibodies. We waited. 2 days later, Owen got sick, fever, nausea, seizures. His body's fighting the antibodies, Dr. Reeves explained. Immune rejection. I didn't account for blood type compatibility. Is he dying? Maybe. I don't know. This is experimental. Owen survived barely, came out of it on day 5, weak but alive. Dr. Reeves tested his blood. It worked. He has got antibodies now. Active immunity. If he is exposed to Mr. 7 again, his body will fight it. So he is cured. He is protected. There is a difference. The virus is still dormant in his system, but his body can suppress it now. Did we just cure a carrier? We just proved vaccination is possible. It was a breakthrough, but it cost us. The second volunteer died. Immune rejection, too severe. Her body couldn't handle the antibodies. The third volunteer survived, but turned anyway. The antibodies didn't work on his blood type. 2 out of 3 failed. We need better screening, Dr. Reeves said. Blood typing, genetic matching, more research. We need more volunteers, Patricia added. No, I said. We are not asking people to die for experiments. Then we will never perfect it. Then it doesn't get perfected. I will not trade lives for progress. That is short-sighted. That is human. We left it there. The vaccination program stalled, but the knowledge remained. It was possible. We could immunize people. Eventually, if we survived long enough to figure out how. August brought mosquitoes, millions of them, maybe billions. The summer heat, standing water from melted snow. No pest control, perfect breeding ground. They swarmed everything. Got into the lodge through cracks, gaps, vents, bit everyone constantly. And they carried infection. On the 10th of August, one of the newcomers, a man named Derek, was bitten. Dozens of times. He developed fever, aggression, clouded eyes. He turned. We locked him in a storage room. He screamed, threw himself at the door, begged to be let out. Then, after 6 hours, he went silent. We opened the door carefully. Derek was sitting on the floor, head in his hands, rocking. His eyes were clearing. "What is happening?" he whispered. Dr. Reeves examined him. "He is fighting it. Like Claire did. His body's producing antibodies. Will he survive? I don't know." It is day by day. Derek survived, barely. Emerged from infection on day 4. Changed but alive. "I remember," he said, "being infected. I remember everything. I wanted to attack, wanted to bite. But part of me knew it was wrong. I fought it from the inside." "How?" Dr. Reeves asked. "I don't know, Will, maybe. Or my body just got lucky. We had 2 cases now, Claire and Derek. 2 people who had fought off active infection. Dr. Reeves studied their blood, found common factors, similar genetic markers, high white blood cell counts, specific antibody responses. I think I can create a serum," she said. "Not a vaccine, a treatment. For people already infected, we inject them with concentrated antibodies from Claire and Derek. Their bodies might learn to fight. Medicine isn't guarantees. It is probabilities. What is the probability this works? 30%, maybe 40, so 60% die. 60% die if we do nothing anyway. This gives them a chance." She was right, but I hated it. The 20th of August, the decision came to me. A child 7 years old. Name was Sophie, was bitten by an infected during a supply run. We locked her in quarantine immediately. Her parents begged me, "Please, let Dr. Reeves try the serum. Give her a chance. The serum is experimental. She might die anyway. She will definitely die if we don't try." I looked at Sophie, 7 years old, scared. Already showing symptoms, fever, confusion, clouding eyes. I thought about Lily. If it was her, what would I choose? "Do it," I told Dr. Reeves. "Give her the serum." Dr. Reeves injected Sophie with synthesized antibodies from Claire and Derek. We waited. Day 1, Sophie got worse. Fever spiked. She convulsed. Day 2, she stopped breathing. We resuscitated her. She lived. Day 3, her eyes cleared slightly. She spoke one word, "Mommy." Day 4, she asked for water. Recognized her parents. Day 5, she sat up, ate food, smiled. She survived. The first child to fight off active infection with medical help. It was a miracle, or science, or both. Dr. Reeves called it proof of concept. We can treat infection. Not cure, but treat. Give people a fighting chance. Word spread fast. People came to the lodge from everywhere. Infected people. Desperate families. Everyone begging for the serum. But we only had enough antibodies for maybe 10 more doses. We needed Claire and Derek to donate blood constantly. And they were exhausted. Physically drained from constant donations. "We cannot save everyone," I told the crowds. "Then who do you save?" someone shouted. "Who decides?" Good question. Terrible question. "I do," I said. "Council decides. We triage. Youngest, first, then strongest, then whoever has best chance of survival. That is playing God. That is leadership. Someone has to choose. I am choosing. Not everyone accepted it. A few families left, angry, desperate, said they would find their own cure. I hope they did, but I doubt it. The rest stayed. Trusted me, trusted Dr. Reeves, trusted the serum. We saved 8 more people over the next 2 weeks. Lost 373% survival rate. Better than nothing. Worse than we needed. But it was progress. And in this world, progress measured in lives saved, not lives lost. The 1st of September, day 304. 10 months since outbreak, Claire was dying. Not from infection, from exhaustion. She had donated blood 23 times. Her body couldn't keep up. She was anemic, weak, collapsing randomly. Stop, I told her. No more donations. You are killing yourself. People need this blood. I need you alive. Lily needs you alive, and everyone else needs antibodies. I can give them that. Not at the cost of your life. Why not? If my death saves 10 people, isn't that worth it? Not to me, she smiled weakly. You are a good brother, but a bad utilitarian. I don't care about utilitarian. I care about you. She donated one more time against my orders, against medical advice that night. She had a heart attack. Dr. Reeves resuscitated her. Barely. No more, Dr. Reeves said firmly. Her heart cannot take it. One more donation, and she dies. I sat with Claire in recovery, held her hand. I am sorry, she whispered. For what? For being selfish, wanting to save people. It is not my job, it is yours. I am just the teacher. You are more than that. You are the reason people still believe in good, in sacrifice, in humanity. I am tired, Nolan. Then rest. I mean, I am tired of this world. This fight, watching kids die, watching parents turn, wondering when it is our turn. I am so tired. I know. Are we going to make it? I don't know. Be honest. I am. I don't know. But we are trying. That has to count for something. She closed her eyes. Tell Lily, I love her. Tell her yourself. You are not dying tonight, promise. Promise. I stayed with her all night. Watched her breathe. Counted each breath like prayer. She was still alive at sunrise. That was enough. The 15th of September, Patricia called emergency council meeting. We have a problem, she said. Population is exceeding resources. We are at 70 people. Food production cannot keep up. Medicine is running out. And winter's coming in 2 months. What are you suggesting? I asked. We cap population. No more newcomers. Turn away anyone who arrives. We cannot do that. We have to. It is basic math. 70 people with borderline resources, or 100 people with definite starvation. There has to be another option. There isn't. Unless you want to exile people. Choose who stays, who goes. That is monstrous. That is leadership. You make the hard calls, so make one. I looked around the table. Ray was silent. Dr. Reeves looked uncomfortable. Claire was absent, still recovering. Vote, I said. All in favor of population cap? Patricia voted yes. Ray voted yes. Dr. Reeves abstained. I voted no, tie, I said. Motion fails. Then you are killing us, Patricia said slowly. But killing us. Maybe. But I am not turning away people begging for help. Even if it dooms everyone. Even then, she stood up, walked out. Ray stayed. She is not wrong, you know. I know. But you are not wrong either. Killing people slowly or quickly, both are killing. Sometimes there is no good choice. Then what do I do? What you have been doing. Best you can, and hope it is enough. It wasn't enough. I knew that. But I kept doing it anyway. October arrived. 1 year since outbreak. We had survived a full year, 70 people against all odds. Dr. Reeves organized a memorial service for everyone we had lost, everyone who hadn't made it. Brennan, Mrs. Patterson, Gerald, Vanessa, Dan, Mila, others whose names I had forgotten. Too many names. We read them aloud, lit candles, said words about bravery, sacrifice, memory. It was hollow. They were still dead, but the living needed it, needed to remember, needed to believe their deaths meant something. So I stood up, spoke. A year ago, the world ended. Not metaphorically, literally. 90% of humanity died in a week. Cities fell. Governments collapsed. Civilization ended. We shouldn't have survived. We were nobody special. A forklift driver, a teacher, a barista, a construction worker. Just ordinary people caught in extraordinary hell. But we survived. Not because we were strong, not because we were prepared, but because we didn't quit when it would have been easier to give up, to lay down and die. We kept going. Every person we lost taught us something. Brennan taught us confidence isn't strength. Gerald taught us panic is fatal. Vanessa taught us love is worth dying for. We are not the same people we were a year ago. We are harder, colder. We have killed. We have sacrificed. We have made choices we will never forgive ourselves for. But we are alive. And as long as we are alive, we get to choose. Choose to fight. Choose to build. Choose to remember. The world didn't end. It changed. And we are changing with it. To the dead, thank you. We are here because you weren't. To the living, let's make it count. It wasn't poetic, wasn't inspiring, but it was honest. And honest was all I had left. That night, Claire found me on the balcony. Lily was asleep inside. Good speech, she said. It was bullshit. Number, it was true. We are alive because they are dead. That is not bullshit, that is guilt. Same thing. Number, guilt means we still care. Bullshit is when we stop. We stood in silence, watched the stars. Somewhere out there, infected were hunting. Animals were prowling. Plants were growing. The world was healing. Just not for us, Nolan? Claire said quietly. Yeah, I am proud of you. You became what we needed, even when you didn't want to. I am not a good leader. You are an honest one. That is rarer. Is it enough? I don't know. But it is what we have got. Fair enough. November brought the first serious snow. Early winter. We had survived one winter. Could we survive another? Population had stabilized at 72. 2 births, miracle. 4 deaths, less than expected. Food was tight but manageable. Medicine was adequate. Morale was existing. We would become a community. Real community. People had roles, friendships, conflicts. Couples were forming. Kids were learning. Life was happening. It was almost normal. Then Jackson died. He had been guarding us for 10 months. Standing watch every night. Warning us of danger. Bringing food. Animal kills. Never asking for anything. The 12th of November. He collapsed outside the lodge. Owen found him. Something's wrong with Jackson. I ran out. Jackson was on the ground, convulsing. His body was degrading. Flesh turning gray, cracking, falling apart. Dr. Reeves examined him carefully. He is dying. Cellular breakdown. The Mr. 7 virus is consuming him from inside. Can we stop it? Number infected have limited lifespans. A year, maybe 18 months. Their bodies cannot sustain the viral load. They just break down. He has been infected for a year, which means he is at end stage. There is nothing we can do. Jackson looked at me. His clouded eyes were clearer than they had been in months. He spoke full sentences, not broken words, Nolan. Friend, thank you. For not killing me, for letting me be person. Even when I wasn't. You were always a person, Jackson. I was infected. But you treated me like human. That mattered. You saved us, multiple times. You are a hero. He smiled. I am just Jackson, from warehouse. Loading dock supervisor, remember? I remember. Good. Tell story. When I am gone, tell people infected can be more, can choose, can be human. I will. Thank you. His eyes clouded again. His breathing slowed. Cold now. Everything cold. I know. Okay. I am okay. He died. 30 seconds later. We buried him next to Vanessa. Gave him full honors. Ray spoke. Dr. Reeves spoke. Owen spoke. I couldn't. Jackson, the infected who had retained enough humanity to guard us, help us, die protecting us, was gone. And with him, proof that infected weren't monsters. They were people. Damaged people. But people. We need to change how we think about infected, I said at council meeting that night. What do you mean? Patricia asked. Jackson proved infected can be rational, can make choices, can be allied with. We have been treating them as enemies. Maybe we should treat them as potential. Potential what? Potential people. Not all infected are hostile. Some, like Jackson, retain cognition. If we can identify them, communicate with them, maybe we can coexist. Coexist with zombies. They are not zombies. They are infected humans. There is a difference. Semantics. It is morality. If they are capable of thought, choice, morality, then killing them is murder. We need to figure out which infected are sapient and which aren't, and treat them accordingly. Ray shook his head. That is dangerous thinking. You start seeing them as human. You hesitate. Hesitation kills you, or saves innocent infected from execution. There are no innocent infected. Jackson was. Silence. Jackson was exceptional, Patricia said finally. 1 in a million. We cannot base policy on exceptions. Why not? We are the exception. We survived. If we can be exceptional, so can they. No consensus. The meeting ended in disagreement. But the seed was planted. If infected could be human, could think, feel, choose, then we weren't fighting monsters. We were fighting a civil war against our own species. And that changed everything. The 1st of December. Year 1 complete. Month 13 begins. Dr. Reeves called emergency council meeting. I have made a breakthrough, she said, barely containing excitement. A weaponized treatment, explain, I said. I have been working on airborne delivery of the serum, originally for mass vaccination. Spray it. People breathe it. They get immunity. But I realized it works both ways. I can weaponize it. Against who? Against infected. The serum triggers immune response. In healthy people, that is good. In infected people, it kills them. Their bodies attack themselves. Autoimmune cascade. Death in hours. You made a weapon that kills infected? Yes, all infected. Any infected who breathes it. I can deploy it aerosol. Cover miles. Wipe out every infected in the area. Everyone at the table went silent. That is genocide, I said. That is survival. Dr. Reeves countered. Infected outnumber humans 10 to 1. They are evolving, getting smarter. Eventually, they will organize enough to wipe us out. This weapon gives us the advantage. We can reclaim cities, rebuild civilization, end the threat by committing mass murder. They are infected. Not human. Jackson was human. Jackson was an exception, was he? Or are they all human? And we just refuse to see it. Dr. Reeves leaned forward. Nolan, Commander Hayes, you have made hard choices before. You have killed people to save others. This is the same thing, bigger scale, but same principle. Number it is not. Killing in self-defense is different than extermination. Why? Because one is reactive. The other is proactive genocide. We become Nazis. We become survivors. And history is written by survivors. I will not authorize this, I said firmly. You don't have to. I can deploy it myself. Then you are expelled. Leave the lodge. Take your weapon. But you don't use it here. You are making a mistake, maybe. But it is my mistake to make. She stood. I will give you 1 week to reconsider. After that, I deploy anyway, with or without your permission, because someone has to make the hard choice. And if you will not, I will. She left. The council sat in stunned silence. Did she just threaten mutiny? Ray asked. She threatened genocide, I corrected. That is worse. What do? We stop her. How? I don't know. But we don't let her kill thousands of infected, many of whom might be people like Jackson. We don't become mass murderers, even if it means our survival. Even then, Patricia spoke up. Nolan, I disagree with you on a lot, but on this, you are right. Genocide is a line. We cross it. We are not worth saving. So we are agreed. We stop Dr. Reeves. Everyone nodded. Good, because I think she is going to try anyway. I was right. The 5th of December. Dr. Reeves disappeared. Took her equipment, her research, her weapon, vanished in the night. We searched. Found her lab empty, her quarters cleared. A note left behind. I am sorry, but I am doing what is necessary. The weapon will deploy in 3 days. Target Portland metropolitan area. Every infected within 50 miles will die. It is the only way to reclaim the city. To give humanity a chance. Forgive me or don't. But remember, I did what you couldn't. Dr. Vivian Reeves, we have to stop her, I said. How? Owen asked. She has got days head start. We don't even know where she is. She will deploy from high ground. Maximize spread. Mount Tabor, Council Crest. Those are 20 miles away. Then we move fast. Ray stepped forward. I will take a team, track her. Stop the deployment. And if she refuses, then we make her refuse permanently. You mean kill her? I mean stop her. By any means necessary. I thought about Dr. Reeves. Brilliant, dedicated. Wrong, do it. I said. But give her a chance to surrender. She is not evil, just misguided. What if she is evil? Then we will find out together. Ray took 5 people left at dawn, 30-mile journey into hostile territory, racing against time to stop bioweapon deployment. The rest of us waited and prayed and hoped we weren't too late. The 8th of December, Ray's team hadn't returned. The deadline had passed. If Dr. Reeves deployed her weapon, it was already done. I stood on the lodge balcony, watching the horizon, looking for signs, smoke, activity, anything. Nothing. Claire joined me. You think Ray stopped her? I hope so. And if he didn't, then thousands of infected died. And we are complicit. We tried to stop her. Trying isn't enough. We stood in silence. Then, in the distance, movement, 5 figures. Hiking up the mountain trail, Ray's team returning. I ran down to meet them. They were exhausted, bloody, carrying someone. Dr. Reeves. She was barely conscious, beaten, tied up. What happened? I asked Ray. We found her at Council Crest, setting up the dispersal unit. I ordered her to stand down. She refused. Activated the weapon. Did it deploy? We destroyed the unit before full activation, maybe 5% released. Enough to kill infected within a mile. No more. How many died? I don't know. Hundreds, maybe. But not thousands. We stopped her. I looked at Dr. Reeves. She was conscious now, staring at me with hate. You idiot, she spat. I could have saved humanity. You stopped me. I stopped genocide. Genocide against monsters, against people, infected people. But people, you are a fool, and you will doom us all. Maybe, but at least I will not doom us through extermination. I ordered her locked up. We had decide her fate later. But first, I needed to know. What did she kill? We sent scouts to Portland, returned 3 days later with reports. The weapon worked. 5-mile radius around Council Crest was clear. Every infected dead. But not just infected, animals died. Birds, squirrels, rats. The weapon targeted the Mr. 7 virus, but also killed anything with similar viral markers. We had created a dead zone. Nothing lived there. Not infected. Not animals. Not even insects. It was a wasteland. This is what she wanted to deploy city-wide. I said to the council, total extinction. Everything connected to the outbreak wiped out. Would that be wrong? Patricia asked. Clean slate. Start over. It would be ecocide. The infected are part of the ecosystem now. Animals are part of it. Remove them, the whole thing collapses. We don't just kill infected, we kill the world. So what do we do with Dr. Reeves? Trial. We try her for attempted genocide. Let the community decide. We held the trial on the 15th of December. Everyone attended. Dr. Reeves defended herself. I am a scientist. I follow logic. Humanity is dying. Infected are spreading. If we don't act decisively, we lose. Extermination is logical, necessary. The only path to survival I prosecuted. Logic without morality is cruelty. Yes, infected are threats, but they are also people. Damaged people. Jackson proved that. Mother Lisa proves it. We have seen infected retain humanity. Killing them all is murder. And murder on this scale is genocide. We don't build civilization on genocide. We build it on coexistence. The community voted. 45 voted guilty. 27 voted innocent. Dr. Reeves was found guilty of attempted genocide. Sentence. Exile, stripped of resources, equipment, position sent away. She left the next morning, alone, into the wilderness. Part of me hoped she would survive. Part of me hoped she had died. I don't know which part won. Winter settled in again. Year 2, month 14-15. We had stopped genocide, but at what cost? Dr. Reeves' weapon was destroyed, but the knowledge remained. Anyone with her research could rebuild it, and her research was in 72 people's memories. We were sitting on potential extinction, and I didn't know how to fix that. January brought reports of new infected behavior. Scouts reported large groups of infected living communally, building structures, farming sort of they were tending wild plants, encouraging growth, even trading. They are not surviving, Owen said. They are thriving. How is that possible? Patricia asked. Evolution, Ray said. The smart ones survived. The smart ones are teaching each other, creating culture. We are watching a new species develop in real time. Species, I asked. What else would you call it? Homo infectus. They are human-derived, but different, separate. Are they people? Define people. Good question. I decided to find out. The 20th of January, I led an expedition. Small team, me, Ray, Owen, Claire, she insisted. Destination, reports of large infected community, 10 miles south. We would observe, learn, maybe communicate. We found them in an old shopping mall, 200 infected, living together. They had organized. We watched from a distance using binoculars. They had roles. Some hunted, some gathered, some built, some watched children. Children infected children, born from infected parents. or children who had turned but retained development somehow. They were learning, playing, being taught. They are raising kids, Claire whispered. They are not monsters. They are families. One infected stood out. Female, late 30s, blonde hair. She was directing others, organizing, leading. She looked familiar. I focused the binoculars. Lisa Brennan. Brennan's wife, the woman we had thought died on day one. She had been infected, but she hadn't died. She would become their leader. Mother, I whispered. What? Ray asked. That is Mother. That is who the infected call her. Lisa Brennan. She is leading them. How do you know? I recognize her. Brennan's wife, and the way they follow her, maternal protective. She is literally mothering them. We watched for hours. Saw structure, civilization, humanity, in infected. We need to make contact, I said. Are you insane? Ray hissed. They will kill us. Jackson didn't. Maybe they will not either. Jackson was one infected. This is 200. Then we are careful. I stood up, raised my hands, walked into view. The infected spotted me immediately. Heads turned. Low moaning started. Mother stepped forward, looked at me, tilted her head. Nolan, she said. The word was broken but clear. She remembered me from Brennan, from before. Lisa, I called back. I am not here to fight. I am here to talk. She approached slowly, stopped 10 feet away. We stared at each other. Talk, she said. You are building something, community. Civilization. I want to understand. Understand what? Are you people, or are you something else? She thought about it. Her face damaged, scarred, clouded eyes showed expression. Emotion, thought both. She said finally. We are infected, but we are people. We remember, we choose, we love. We are both. Can humans and infected coexist? Can they? I am asking you. I ask you, can you stop seeing us as monsters? Can you stop attacking us? We attack when hungry, when threatened, when no choice. Like you. Fair point. What do you want? I asked. Want to live. Want to protect. Want children safe. Want peace. So do we. Then stop killing us. We stop killing you, deal. We reached an agreement, unspoken, tenuous, but real. Humans and infected would avoid each other, trade when possible, defend when necessary. But no genocide, no extermination, coexistence. I returned to the lodge, reported to council. You made a treaty with infected? Patricia was incredulous. I made a truce with people who happened to be infected. That is insane. That is the future. They are not going away. We are not going away. We either coexist or we all die. I choose coexistence. The community will not accept it. Then we teach them. I called assembly, explained everything. The infected community, Mother, the truce. Reactions ranged from acceptance to outrage. They killed my family, someone shouted, and we killed theirs, I countered. When does revenge end? When everyone's dead? Or when we choose to stop? We cannot trust them. We couldn't trust each other at first either. Trust is built, or it is not. But killing isn't building. It is destroying. The vote was close. 40 in favor of truce, 32 against. We had a treaty. Humans and infected, coexisting. It was insane. It was necessary. It was the future. February brought the first trade with Mother's community. We offered medicine limited, food, excess tools. They offered animal kills. They were better hunters, plant knowledge. Infected didn't get sick from poisonous plants, security. They would warn us of dangers. It worked. Tentatively, nervously, but it worked. One day, Mother visited the lodge alone, unarmed, an act of trust. I met her at the perimeter. "Thank you," she said, "for choosing peace. Thank you for accepting." "Brennan," she said suddenly. "My husband. What happened? He was bitten. Day one. Turned. Walked away from his group. I think he chose to. He was good man. Good father. Infection didn't erase that. Number. It didn't. Tell his daughter. If she lives, tell her he loved her. Even at end, I will." She turned to leave, then stopped. "Nolan, you are good leader. Not because you are strong, because you choose peace when others choose war. That is rare. I am just a forklift driver. You are commander, and you gave us hope. Infected have hope now because of you." She left. I stood there, watching her disappear into the forest. A infected leader, thanking a human leader for choosing coexistence over genocide. The world was broken, but maybe we were fixing it. One treaty at a time. The months that followed were a blur of violence, philosophy, and survival. Month 15 bled into month 18, and the world kept changing faster than we could adapt. The expansion population reached 120 newcomers from across Oregon. Resources stretched. Conflicts arose between pro-coexistence Nolan's faction and anti-infected militant survivors. The Schism Patricia-led splinter group demanded infected extermination. Nolan refused. 40 people left. Formed rival community. Militant actions. Patricia's group attacked infected settlements, killed families, children. Mother's community retaliated. Humans and infected entered war. Nolan's choice: defend infected or abandon them. He chose defend. Led joint human-infected military operation against militants. Defeated Patricia's forces. Patricia died in battle. Ray killed her self-defense. The cost: 60 casualties. Both sides' community fractured. Trust damaged. Nolan questioned everything. I led humans to kill humans to save infected. What have I become? Ray's death. Month 18. Ray, wounded in battle, developed fungal infection. No cure. Chose to walk into infected horde mercy. Left journal to Nolan. You are doing the right thing, hard thing, but right. Keep choosing. Even when it hurts. Especially when it hurts. That is what leaders do. Ray, but that wasn't the end of it. The philosophical questions kept coming, harder and harder to answer. Animal dominance. Wolves. Bears. Reclaimed territories. Attacked humans, and infected equally. No alliance possible with animals. Nolan realized: four-way conflict. Humans versus infected versus animals versus environment. Plant reclamation. Forests overtook cities. Concrete crumbled. Roads disappeared. Nolan's expedition to Portland found downtown buried in vines. Impossible to navigate. Nature won. The philosophical turn. Nolan questioned: are we the virus? Did Earth create Mr. Seven to fight us? Are infected the cure, and we are the disease? Community split. Optimists. Claire's faction. Humans can rebuild. Coexist with all. Realists. Nolan. We are losing. Nature's winning. Accepted. Nihilists. Owen's faction. All species die. Why fight? Claire's question. Month 18. After Ray's death, Claire asked Nolan, are we worth saving? Honestly, look at what we have done. Wars, genocide, destruction. Maybe Earth is better without us. Nolan had no answer. Month 19. March, year 2. Spring again. 120 survivors. 50 allied infected. Coexistence holding, barely. I stood on the balcony, looking at our community. Humans and infected, living separately but peacefully. Trading, communicating. Not friends, but not enemies. It was progress. But was it enough? That night, Owen approached me. Commander, I have been monitoring radio frequencies. There is Something. What's something? Broadcast. Long range from California. Government remnant. They are claiming they have a cure, asking survivors to report to evacuation zones. A cure. That is what they claim. Do you believe it? He hesitated. I don't know. But if it is real, then we send scouts verify. But we don't evacuate until we know it is legit, and if it is, then we have choices to make. The scouts returned 2 weeks later. 4 people sent. 2 returned. It is real, they reported. Government base in Sacramento. Maybe 5,000 survivors, military protection, scientists working on cure. They are synthesizing vaccine from immune people's blood, offering it free. What is the catch? You have to relocate. Live in their compound. Follow their rules. And what? No infected. They are exterminating on site. Anyone harboring infected is exiled or executed silence. So, they have a cure, I said slowly, but only for purists. Humans only infected are still enemies. Yes, that is not a cure. That is ethnic cleansing. But it works. People are immune. They are rebuilding. Real civilization, without infected. Yes. I looked at the community, at Mother's settlement visible in the distance, at Owen, a carrier, at Claire, who had fought off infection. We are not going, I said. What? The scouts looked shocked. We are not going. That cure requires us to abandon infected, to see them as enemies. We have moved past that. We are not going backward. But it is safety. Real safety. It is conditional safety. We have built unconditional community. Imperfect, dangerous, but ours. We are not trading it for their rules. You are condemning us. I am choosing who we are. And we are not purists. We are coexisters. The community split on the announcement. 60 wanted to go. Join the government. Get the cure. Return to normal. 60 wanted to stay. Keep the community. Keep coexistence. Vote, I said. Majority decides. The vote was 68-52 in favor of staying. The minority who wanted to leave left. 60 people packed up, headed south. I wished them luck, meant it, but I didn't go. Our community was now 60 people smaller, but unified in purpose. We were choosing coexistence, actively, deliberately. Not because it was easy, because it was right. Month 20, April. The splinter group returned. Not all of them. 15 survivors. Wounded, exhausted, terrified. What happened? I asked their leader. Government's gone, he said. Overrun. Infected got inside the compound, killed everyone. The cure, it didn't work, or people got complacent, or the infected evolved, we don't know. But it is gone. Sacramento's gone, and you came back. We had nowhere else to go. You voted to leave. We voted to stay. Why should we take you back? Because we were wrong. You were right. There is no pure solution. No clean future. Only this. Messy. Complicated. Coexistence or death. We choose coexistence. I looked at the council. Claire nodded. Owen nodded. New faces. Post-Ray nodded. You come back, I said. But you work. You contribute. You defend our infected allies. Because this community is both. Human and infected. You accept that. You are welcome. You don't. You leave again, we accept. 75 now, growing again. But the news from Sacramento was terrifying. Government failed, military failed, pure human approach failed. We were on our own. No rescue, no cure, no return to normal. Just this, humans and infected building something new together. Month 21, June, year 2, almost over. I gathered the community, everyone, 75 humans, 50 infected mothers group had grown. I have a question, I said. And everyone gets to answer. Humans and infected both. What question? Someone asked. Does humanity deserve to survive? Silence. I am serious. Look at what we have done to the earth, to each other, to the infected. We have committed genocide. We have destroyed ecosystems. We have fought wars over resources. We are the most destructive species in history. So what are you saying? I am saying maybe the earth created Mr. Seven to stop us. Maybe infected are the cure, and we are the disease. That is insane, is it? Look around. Since the outbreak, the earth is healing, forests growing, animals thriving, air clearing, water cleaning. The planet is better without human civilization. But we are still human. Are we? What makes us human? Intelligence. Infected have that emotion. They have that too, society. They are building it. Tool use, speech, culture, infected, have all of it. Then what makes us different? Nothing. That is my point. We are not different. We are both human. Just different versions. Mother spoke up. Her speech had improved dramatically over months. Nolan is right, she said. We are human, damaged, changed, but human. And question is not, do humans deserve survive? Question is, can humans change? Can humans become better? Can we? I asked the group. Silence. Then Claire spoke. I think we can. I think we are. Look at us. Humans and infected, talking, debating, coexisting. A year ago, this was impossible. Now it is reality. That is change. That is evolution. Not biological, moral. So humanity deserves to survive. Humanity that changes deserves to survive. Humanity that refuses, maybe not. Then we choose change, I said, formally. Officially. This community is no longer just human. It is hybrid. Human and infected, equal, integrated. You are saying we integrate. I am saying we already did. Now we make it official. We voted. 72 humans in favor. 3 against. All 50 infected in favor. We were no longer human community with infected allies. We were hybrid community. New species. New civilization. New hope. Month 22-23. Summer. Year 2. Integration wasn't easy. Humans and infected living together, working together, learning together. Conflicts arose, infected scared children, clouded eyes, damaged faces. Humans distrusted infected, memory of attacks, communication barriers. Infected speech limited. Cultural differences, infected didn't understand privacy, personal space. But we worked through it, created mixed teams hunting humans and infected, building mixed, teaching. Claire taught infected language, infected taught human survival. Lily, now 7, became bridge. She played with infected children, taught them games, learned their language. They had one simplified, but real. The kids don't care, Claire said. They just see other kids. Maybe kids are smarter than adults, or less traumatized. Fair point. Month 24. 1 month shy of 2 years since outbreak. A stranger arrived alone. Human carrying white flag. Who are you? I asked. My name is Colonel Marcus Shaw. I am from Denver. I have been tracking your community for months. I needed to see if the rumors were true. What rumors? That you are living with infected. Allied with them, coexisting. We are. What is it to you? Because we tried that in Denver. It failed. Infected betrayed us, killed 30 people. We had to exterminate them. I am sorry for your loss. I am not here for sympathy. I am here to warn you. Coexistence is temporary. Eventually infected will turn on you. It is their nature, or it was your execution. Maybe they betrayed you because you were planning to betray them. We weren't. weren't you? You said exterminate. That is genocide talk. Maybe they heard. Maybe they defended themselves preemptively. Colonel Shaw went quiet. I came here to warn you, he said finally. But I see you have made your choice. Good luck. You will need it. He left. I never learned if Denver fell because infected betrayed them, or because humans did first. But I knew one thing: if you treat people as enemies, they become enemies. We treated infected as allies. So far, they had been allies. That had to count for something. Month 24, August, year 2 complete. The militants returned. Not Patricia's group. They were dead. New militants from across Oregon, Washington, California. Survivors who had heard about our hybrid community and decided we were traitors. 200 of them, armed, organized, dedicated to human purity. They surrounded the lodge. You have 1 hour to surrender infected. Their leader broadcast. Turn them over, and you live. Protect them, and you all die. I stood on the balcony, looked at my community. 75 humans, 60 infected, 135 people total. We don't negotiate with terrorists, I said. The battle lasted 3 days. We fought from fortifications. Mixed teams defending mixed community. Humans and infected side by side. The militants had numbers. We had terrain, defense, and desperation. We held the first day, lost 10 people. We held the second day, lost 20. The third day, Mother's entire infected community joined. 150 infected, fighting for humans who had accepted them. The tide turned. We broke the siege. The militants fled, 70 remaining. We had won. But the cost, 50 dead, 30 humans, 20 infected, including Owen. He had been hit during final assault, died protecting younger kids. His last words, Commander. Tell them carriers can be heroes too. I told them. At his funeral, infected and humans mourned together. No separation, no division. Just grief. Month 25-27, fall into winter. Year 3 beginning. We rebuilt. 85 humans, 90 infected, growing. But the wars had taken toll. Not just death psychology. I am tired, Claire said one night. Tired of fighting, tired of death, tired of surviving. I know, do you think it gets better ever? I think it gets different, not better. Just different. Is different enough? It has to be. She leaned against me. I am proud of you. You became what we needed, even when it cost you everything. It didn't cost everything. You are alive. Lily's alive. The community's alive. But you are not the same Nolan who delivered sofas. Number. I am not. Is that bad? I don't know. Neither did I. Month 28, December. Winter again. Lily turned 8. We celebrated with mixed community, humans and infected, sharing food, telling stories, singing. It was beautiful. It was weird. It was our new normal. That night, I made final audio log. This is Commander Nolan Hayes, day 820. 2 years, 2 months since outbreak. We are not the same species we were. Humans and infected have merged, created something new. Not quite human, not quite infected, something between. We have lost 90% of humanity, but the 10% remaining we are evolving, adapting, becoming what Earth needs, not what we wanted. I don't know if we deserve to survive, but we are trying, and trying is all anyone can do. To whoever finds this, don't repeat our mistakes. Don't fight evolution. Don't choose purity over adaptation. Coexist. Compromise. Change or die. Those are the only options. Commander Nolan Hayes, signing off. I closed the log, looked at the community. Humans and infected. Children playing. adults working, new families forming. We were building something, not civilization as it was, civilization as it could be. October 2029, 5 years since outbreak. I am 36 now. Gray hair starting, scars everywhere. But alive. The Timberline Lodge community reached 200, too many for one location. We split, formed 3 settlements. Timberline, Maine, 80 people mixed Hood River Annex. 60 people mixed Portland Reclamation. 60 people mixed. We are reclaiming the city. Slowly, 1 block at a time, infected and humans, working together, clearing rubble, planting gardens, building homes. It is slow, it is hard, but it is happening. Last week, I received radio contact. Other communities, across America, across the world, all mixed, all hybrid, all learning to coexist. We are not alone. Humanity knew humanity is everywhere, and we are surviving. Mother's community reached 300. She is still leader, still mother. But now she is mother to humans too. Lily, age 11, asked her one day, "Mother, what were you before?" "I was Lisa," Mother said. "Wife, parent, teacher, person, are you still?" "Yes, just different. Is different bad? Different is necessary." Lily thought about that. "I think different is good." "So do I, child. So do I." Claire got sick last year, not infection cancer. No hospitals, no treatment, no cure. She died in January. I held her hand. Lily held the other. "Tell me," she whispered. "Did we do it? Did we save humanity?" "Yes, but not the humanity we knew. A new one, better. Different, like Mother said." She smiled. "Different is good." Those were her last words. We buried her next to Ray, Vanessa, Owen, Jackson, heroes, all of them. November 2029, 5 years, 1 month. Government remnants contacted us. New United States formed in Montana. 5,000 survivors. They offered join us. Bring your people real civilization, protected zones. Vaccine available, I asked. What about infected? Infected are not permitted, human-only zones. Then we decline. You are choosing infected over humanity. We are choosing new humanity over old. You are traitors. We are evolvers. They cut transmission. 2 days later, they attacked. Not militants. Government forces, trained, equipped, determined to cleanse infected. The war lasted 2 weeks. We won barely, but the victory cost us 100 dead, both sides including Mother. She died defending infected children from soldiers. Her last words to me, "Tell them, tell everyone, infected are people. We deserve to live. We deserve to choose," I told them. At her funeral, 200 humans and 400 infected mourned together. A leader, a mother, a hero. She was all 3. December 2029. 5 years, 2 months. Lily is 11. Smart, brave, kind. She asked me yesterday, "Uncle Nolan, what are we? What do you mean? Are we human? Are we infected? Are we something else?" I thought about it. "We are people," I said. "Just people, trying to survive, trying to build, trying to be better than we were. Is that enough? I don't know. But it is what we have got. Will we make it? Maybe. Maybe not. But we will try." That is what you always say, because it is always true. Tonight, I stood on the balcony, looked at our community, 200 humans, 400 infected, 600 people total. Children playing, adults working, families forming, mixed families, human parents with infected children, infected parents with human children. It shouldn't work, but it does. Not perfectly, not easily, but it works. Final radio broadcast. This is Commander Nolan Hayes. 5 years after the mutation war. If you are still fighting it, stop. The war is over. Earth won. The only question left, can we live here as guests instead of owners? We are trying. Coexistence isn't surrender. It is evolution. Humanity didn't end. It changed, and change is the only constant. If you are out there, if you are listening, if you are surviving, choose adaptation. Choose coexistence. Choose change, or die clinging to what was. Those are the options. We chose change. You should too. Commander Nolan Hayes signing off and signing on. Because we are not done yet. We are just beginning. 10 years passed. A decade of change, growth, and learning what it meant to be human in a world that had redefined the word itself. October 2034. I am 41 now. The community reached 1,000 half human, half infected. We built a city, not like before, different, better. Mixed architecture, human design, infected labor, infected creativity, human engineering. It works. Lily is 16. She is leading now. Next generation, she asked me last week. Uncle Nolan, do you think we saved humanity? I think we created something new. Is it better? It is different. That is all I know. Different is good. Your mom said that. She was right. Yeah, she was. Yesterday a ship arrived from Europe. They had news. The whole world is like us now. Mixed communities, hybrid societies. Old humanity is gone. New humanity is everywhere. We won. Not by conquering, by adapting. Tonight, I sit with Lily on the balcony. Watch the city. Our city, humans and infected, working, playing, living together. Uncle Nolan, Lily asks. Yeah, what were you before? Nobody. Just a forklift driver. What are you now? Still, nobody. Just older. You are Commander Hayes, hero, leader. I am Nolan, guy who didn't quit. That is all. That is everything. Maybe it is. Maybe surviving is everything. Maybe adapting is everything. Maybe choosing, when others will not, is everything. I was nobody. I became somebody. Not because I was special, because I was there. And I didn't quit. If you made it this far, thank you for listening to Nolan Hayes' story from a nobody forklift driver to the commander who chose coexistence over extinction. Before you go, I want to ask you something. If you were in Nolan's position, what would you have chosen? Would you have tried to coexist with the infected? Or would you have supported Dr. Reeves' genocide to save pure humanity? There is no right answer. That is what makes it interesting. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one, and I am genuinely curious what you would do differently. And if you enjoyed this story, if it made you think, made you feel something, or just kept you company during your commute or workout, please hit that like button. It helps more people discover these stories. Subscribe if you want more post-apocalyptic tales exploring the gray areas of survival, morality, and what it means to be human when humanity itself is redefined. Here is another question for the comments. Do you think the infected retained enough humanity to deserve rights? Or were they too far gone? I have seen arguments on both sides, and I would love to hear yours. Thanks again for listening. This is the end of the mutation war, but Nolan's world continues. Maybe we will revisit it someday. Until next time, stay curious, stay human, and never stop adapting. Subscription prompt. This is Nolan Hayes. 15 years later, if you are still here, still listening, still surviving, you made it. That is enough. The world didn't end. It changed. We changed with it. And if an ordinary forklift driver can become commander, can lead communities, can build new civilization, so can you. Never quit. Never stop adapting. Never stop being human, even when human means something different than before. We are still here. So are you. Keep going.